fight the power like Big Chuck.
What's the status, 3?
I'm good, just making the world a better place, that's all.
To us, they're coming after our souls, each and every one of us. What do you think marketing's for? It's kind of hard to ignore. They want consumers that will shop until they drop to the floor. We're just some pawns in the greatest game that was ever played. The TV is the most dangerous weapon ever made. Every time you put on a movie, every time you're watching the news, every time you see a commercial, they are brainwashing you fools. They ain't brainwashing me, man, they better turn around. I'll take a piss on the system before I burn it down. We're living in a humongous prison, it's ludicrous. You've been a slave since the day you came out the uterus. You're getting played like a sucker and it's a bummer. I'm just here to try to help you break the spell that you're under, because there's more of us than there are of them. But we must align, we're gonna have to move quickly, we're running out of time. It's hard to be awake when the rest of the world is blind. Everything that happens is happening by design. They wanna steal your soul and they wanna control your mind. Please open up your eyes, we are running out of time. It's hard to be awake when the rest of the world is blind. Everything that happens is happening by design. They wanna steal your soul and they wanna control your mind. Please open up your eyes, we are running out of time. The New World Order is all about total domination. That's why they're constantly dumbing down the whole population. In education is nothing more than indoctrination, and propaganda is propagated across the nation. We're kept occupied with money, they always got us chasing. That's why your dead-end job is called an occupation. And they fill us up with fluoride to kill our concentration. GMOs and prescription pills, killer combination. Now mix it with television and it's a done deal. You're deep inside an illusion and don't know what's real. We live inside a society that's been engineered. You willingly give up privacy but still live in fear. They're manufacturing your thoughts and you don't even know it. You don't believe me just because you see no reason for it. So just ignore it and keep thinking everything is fine, when it clearly isn't and we're running out of time. It's hard to be awake when the rest of the world is blind. Everything that happens is happening by design. They wanna steal your soul and they wanna control your mind. Please open up your eyes, we are running out of time. It's hard to be awake when the rest of the world is blind. Everything that happens is happening by design. They wanna steal your soul and they wanna control your mind. Please open up your eyes, we are running out of time.
What is good, everyone? I'm glad, well, this new background I got was so in front of, this Masonic building in Hartford. I've showed the building before. It definitely looks, but I got this other building I'm going to show in a few seconds that I was looking at in Hartford, and I drive by it all the time, man. And I mean, this building is huge. But if my picture wasn't in a way, this is one of the pillars. There's a water fountain on the other side. Then you got your Masonic floor, and then you got your door. The door right there, that's to the north. I mean, they literally have the Masonic temple outside. Anyway, not that that matters. Anyway, peace, Dom. Running out of time or playing within it? Huh? Both. Because you're only running out of time if you think you're running out of time. I don't even pay no mind to all that fear shit no more, you know? If If the end is gonna happen, it's gonna happen, right? The fuck. I'm prepared for whatever. When the time comes, I'll handle it then. But other than that, I ain't gonna sit around and fucking twiddle my thumbs and be like, dude, man, we're all gonna die. But I will call out these fucking clowns. Clown, it's a clown show. It's a clown show, and I'm in the circus. Damn, is there a logo in front of this video at all? There's supposed to be. Anyway, let me get to, Hey, Dom, you still here? Check this picture out I found. You watch sports, so you'll get it, but other people won't. I came across this post, man. I think that Detroit Lions guy is genius. He went to Green Bay, I think it is, to watch them. Their rivals, Detroit and Green Bay. So, you know, Green Bay wears cheese on their heads. So this Detroit fan comes into the stadium with a cheese grater on his head. I was like, that's brilliant, man. Fucking brilliant. And they were getting graded too, 23-3. Anyway, I thought that was funny. This is the car I want right here, man, by BMW. I mean, this car is off the fucking hook. Now, it's colored something black. Where they say it's illegal to drive this at night because the light don't bounce off of it or nothing. That's dope, man. You know, the government be using that on their that bomber jet that looks like a UFO. So there's this thing going around like a disease, you know, it's going around like a STD. That these are the true voting. If you look at Connecticut, the whole point is because it says there are no blue states, just big blue cities trying to tell us how to live. So, you know, however true this map is, you know, they already got a fact check in front of this map. When you look it up, it says fact check. So we already know we might, you know, well, I already know that it most likely is true. Because when the fact check police come out, we know what's up. And as you can see, Connecticut, I knew central Connecticut. It looks more like Greenwich and the northeastern part of the northwestern part of the state. And the northeast, where all the rich people live. Okay? Then you got New Haven, Hartford, all that center part from the ocean up, or all the poor cities, I shit you not. New Britain. Even though New Britain is a Republican, ran by a Republican, which I think she is a Republican but likes democratic values. When are people going to realize it don't matter? Behind closed doors, these people are all one. Like, is it even worth fucking speaking on this shit anymore? But yeah. It's still a blue state filled with blue lefties. A lot of leftist people want communism. And I think that's nuts, in my opinion. You know, They're both slave systems, regardless. Like I said, communism will tell you straight to your face you're a slave, right? They're just straight up with it. But America, they give you the illusion that you're free, right? Everything's an illusion here. You know, I don't hate the country. I just don't like how the government is hypocritical. What's that fighter's name, man? Damn, I'm trying to think of that other Irish fighter. He's Paddy. I'm gonna look him up because I found a picture of someone, and Paddy, whatever, looks just like this dude, man. Is it Patty? UFC. I think it's Paddy. Yeah, it is. Not Patty. Let's see if I could find a perfect picture of this dude, man. No homo. Because, dude, it fucking shocked me. I hope. Here it is. Let's see, my friend. Damn. Anyway, I'm not going to be searching for his fucking picture all morning, but I found one good enough to put with Larry Bird here. I thought this was Patty. I forgot his last name, man. Patty Cake. But no, seriously. I thought this was the UFC fighter, man. This guy right here. Patty, whatever. Because there are younger pictures of this fighter right here that looks just like Larry Bird in his younger days. I was confused. I said, man, that looks like that UFC fighter. Yeah, I've noticed a lot of like even Shaq. Shaq was number 34. He was number 32 for the Magic. 33 for the Heat and the Cavaliers. Then he was 36 for the Celtics, and then he was 34 for the Lakers. Hey, Max. What's today? Sunday? Yeah, I gotta get trying to get that red. I got a Jaren Duran rookie card, Dom. It was I paid $2 for it, but with shipping and everything said and done, I paid $7 for a base rookie card. I was kind of pissed. I think it's from an app called Whatnot. And then I forgot the other Red Sox rookie I want to get. Cedeno Rafael. There's a couple other rookies I'm gonna get, hoping they, you know, the Red Sox are already letting go of Tyler O'Neill because they're stupid. Tyler O'Neill was the biggest home run hitter for the Sox, right? He had the most hits, and as always, they're gonna let him go and sign up some washed up bum. Sox are known for that, man. They my whole life I watched them make stupid moves. You know, I wonder where they find these fucking idiots. It's amazing how stupid they are. They have no business skills. I love this car. But it cost, I think, I forgot what what's his name said. Joe Rogan. Here we go. Now we could see the waterfall. What's this?
Hi, Dominic. Hi, Charles.
What's up, Max? What's up, Dominic? This is a video of it's under a microscope. I forgot what that is.
Microphage?
But watch what it does. It's gonna impregnate it. It becomes it. You know, this micro world, man, is so intelligent, but they don't want to. You know, right? A lot of people don't know this stuff. How intelligent life is infinite, man. As above, so below. From micro to macro, everything's infinite, man. Look at that. It looks like a duck.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. Protein, amino acids, all of that come together, line up perfectly to create life.
That was cool. What do you think about this? Oh, no. I'm trying not to play stuff with music. Anyway, it was showing the squares in the ocean. And they call it like a certain riptide. And they say, you know, to me it looks like HAARP being used in the waters. But they tell you it's like natural and stuff. I don't buy that. But
Riptides have been around for a long time, like longer than wireless or HAARP.
This is gonna be America, everyone. I found this video, right? This was a homeless guy. I'll show you in a second. I'm uploading it. This is you know, because the globalists are destroying this country from the inside out. So I told people this will be the White House in a few years. Don't worry. It'll be the new White House, right? It'll be because we're gonna be a sixth world country. Fuck a third world country. Right here, look. It's the new White House after America falls to the globalist. Huh. That's a homeless guy built that. I'll play it again. It's the new White House after America falls to the globalist. Huh. Yeah, of course they're gonna stutter my stuff.
Oh, fuck! Whoa! Holy fuck!
That's wild. It was supposed to be like the speed of sound or something.
Yeah, the concussion wave would be.
Yeah, that's what that was. Check this. I got one more short video that I'm going to show. Listen to this young lady.
This 17-year-old girl destroyed this cop with pure facts.
Mission citation for your speed. We're going at 80 and a 55. I need to take the tint off your windows. So I just need to sign this white box here.
I have a question really quick.
Sure.
How are we getting a ticket for speeding if we were following you and your lights were not on?
Because I was trying to catch up to somebody.
But your lights
And why were you
on.
following me?
I'm saying you were in front of us and your lights weren't on, so we were going at your speed. So how are we getting a ticket? Because your lights were
you're
on.
speeding.
But that means you were as well.
That's because I'm doing my job. I'm allowed to do that.
Without the lights on?
Staying with the flow of traffic. Right?
Yeah. And he tried to say, you know, he can do that because he's a cop. He was on the way to a call, and she goes, "What, with your lights off?" Like, good job. I don't hate cops, period. You know, like I can't stand the hypocritical, ignorant ones. And then the ones that go out of their way to treat people like dirt because they're power tripping. I don't like that shit. But what does it matter what I like and don't, right?
I usually get along with police. There are occasionals where some of them are, like you say, power tripping or whatever. But most of them are pretty decent.
Yeah.
That I've seen.
I just come to the conclusion, Max, in life, what I want and what I think is exactly that. You know, what is it going to change? Because what I want, other people might not like. So I think about what Dom says a lot sometimes. You know, do I want it in a selfish way, you know, or, you know, but I truly want the world to be better, but, you know, at that point, because you know, whatever I say or want, it's not going to really make a difference.
What if you were bad, right? Would you change what's going on, or would you let us make our way through it?
It's a good question. Because sometimes in life, I think people are better off learning when they fall on their face. Because I've learned the best lessons I've learned, truthfully, was when I fell on my face or I did something stupid and I paid the price roughly. I learned the best way I've learned, man, was on my own.
Yeah.
Not to say you can't learn from someone from their mistakes and them telling you, but it's not the same as someone telling you or you fucking up and going for it, you know. But I want the world to be a better place, man. You know, if the Constitution could work, you know, people say it could work.
It could.
But these people use it to their advantage. It could work. And if it was working, these people would be in prison for treason and committing crimes against the people. All the poisoning and all that weather warfare, all that stuff's a crime according to law, right? And the Constitution. But they're not held accountable because they manipulate people who are there to put the law in order. That's why they blindfolded the Lady Justice. They blinded her. What's up, Dom?
Hey guys, how you doing? Charles, how you doing? Max, hope you're doing well.
Oh yeah.
So is a globalist opposed to a nationalist? Which one actually cares about or at least whether you want to call it what? Because caring comes in many forms. Which one is actually caring? Which one cares for the world? A nationalist or a globalist?
Neither.
Okay, which one's
They don't
responsible?
care about their world.
Well, if you care about a system, then you are showing care. It just doesn't necessarily mean it's about the citizens of the world or humans of the world. A nationalist only cares about their small surroundings.
Yeah.
So if I'm running a big corporation like IBM throughout the world, I'm going to have pockets. Some of them are going to be successful, others aren't. You know, as you're showing that thing about the White House, there's many cities, or in this case, buildings throughout the world that they would only hope it looked like that. Again, this is about nationalist. Most people that get caught up in the nationalist point of view aren't actually worldly. They're not really concerned about the benefit of other people in other parts of the world. So a constitution that was written quite clearly for the people, which is the nobles, would have had nothing to do with the citizens. Now they've changed that in the 1800s. Now they hide behind corporations. Mm-hmm. So now they don't even have to worry about that kind of stuff. So again, go ahead.
I was just going to say, because you said they changed to a corporation. Like, remember, I think I mentioned this before, Dom. So if they're a corporation, that's a foreign entity. They would have they should have no weight in this country because they're a foreign entity. They shouldn't, all the laws they change should be invalid, but maybe I'm wrong.
Well, if everything that you're using wasn't being manufactured by the corporations, yeah, I would be with you, Charles. But your cars, this technology that we're using, these are all under the corporations. When you pay a speeding ticket, that goes to corporations. The government's job is just to collect it.
Okay.
This is why when people play this game, like that young girl you were talking about there, if I was her father, I said, listen, if that police officer jumped off a bridge, would you jump with him after? Well, I'm just following him. I said, his job is to mislead you. And what are you doing? You're being the bigger idiot now. She's a child. She's a child at that point. The police officers are just doing their job. Now, their job usually is they're there to represent, or not, can't even say represent. They're there to earn fiat currency. How many people would honestly say I would do differently if somebody gave them 6 or 7 figures? Most people just aren't honest with themselves. They're too busy trying to divide and conquer shit. We're against the police. We're against the military. We're against the pharmaceutical. Last time I remember, it was still human beings, unless we're talking about something beyond all of that. And most people aren't prepared to go in that conversation. Most people are just bitching and complaining because they're spoiled little fucking kids. Now, if they're not willing to hear that and make it about me, I said, how interesting a self-absorbed person makes it about me now. Get in your fucking lane. Understand how the system works. Understand how the luminaries work. If that's of interest, if not, shut the fuck up and just carry on with your existence. I know it's a cruel world out there, and I'm talking about the world. I'm not talking about the humans. Nature plays many parts. So why wouldn't humans be any different? You know, I'm pretty sure if all of a sudden the animals start fucking speaking, we would have an issue. People want to lean on God, that's fine, lean on God. But last time I remember, if gods are so important, then what? They don't care about animals? They don't care about the plant kingdom? Or they just don't interfere with fucking human affairs?
Lean on me. Oh.
There you go. Good song. Sorry, guys.
They made us sing that in 3rd grade. We all had to sing that song. Lean on me.
Yeah.
Oh,
there you go, Charles. There you go. Aren't all the music industry, aren't they run by corporations?
Mm-hmm.
So really, we're like doing like when they used to do apartheid or whatever in Africa. A country comes in there, they usually make deals with their own people that are running that country, and they bring all that stuff in there, and then the people, or in this case the citizens, say, I want you to leave my country. But meanwhile, should we take all our technology with us too? That sounds like a child telling a parent, well, I don't like the way it is, so parents move out of your house, but leave all the stuff here, but I want you to pay the bills. And that's most fucking humans. And I'm included in that fund. So it's not like as though I'm talking above reproach here. I know I'm included in that fund, but most people isolate themselves like they're the fucking bubble boy in John Travolta's movie and thinking, well, I'm not doing nothing wrong. Are you sure? Are you sure you're not participating in the game?
If we shop at their stores, you're participating.
Sure we are.
You know.
Sure we are. We're using technology right now. Where do you think this Wi-Fi came from? Forget about whether or not people really understand how Wi-Fi actually truly comes to be, how they actually manipulate the environment, which everything's being manipulated in some way or another. Well, this is sports all over again. I'll be blue, you be red. Let's put value in outcomes. Opposed to this observer. Yeah, he can be purple.
No, I was just saying, I wanted to say, since you mentioned that, I just talked with my roommate about that. I said, don't you think the red and blue? And I said, the Queen of England wears purple for royalty. I said, what it goes purple, then what? Red and blue. It's almost like, what would I call that? Like a diagram. You would have the purple with the Queen, then it'll branch off to left and right would be red and blue, and then that'll branch to. It's all the same.
Color chart, you're thinking, right?
Yeah, with hierarchy and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Would people have a tough time realizing maybe people like whoever they are, like they say the Rothschilds, United Nations, World Bank, these are all middle management. Masons could be like gatekeepers. They're like they're security dogs. You know, I get it. People want to bitch and complain about religion. I said, but everything's a dogma. A commerce is dogma. And commerce is not just in the sense of selling material stuff. I'm talking about selling ideals is a version of commerce. So if I sell the ideal of state and religion, then the person's in dogma. Now, a lot of people do know, because we're in this age of information now, so they're just scratching the surface, knowing this stuff. Now, that doesn't necessarily, most people have discernment and realize, okay, so they're selecting presidents. Well, who are the, in this case, the Secretary of a State, Ministry, all these secretaries in the military and all that, they haven't changed for 40 or 50 years. People dare not understand how many military people America have, how many India have, how many China have. This is all about war, but it's all about distraction. The question is, what are you being distracted from? That's for somebody to go inwards, because they're going to use their own words, their own language to try to describe it. You know, this is not just said this because a person speaks English, so therefore I must be aware. That's like somebody saying I'm a Christian. So what does that do? What has it to do with anybody then? People truly don't challenge the program, the self. They don't challenge it. And then they mislead the ego, the vessel. How many more books are going to have to be written for people to finally scratch the surface? How many people are going to have to talk about this? But people want to be entertained. That's usually what we end up settling for. But the word meant is always consistent. Government, entertainment, amusement, because you're in the mind.
Just really no, in my opinion, I don't see beneficiality with entertainment. It's almost like a lot of this entertainment is almost like a form to keep us occupied while the you know, oh, there's nothing to see here, throwing all the entertainment out. You know, it's to buy time for their. That's how I see it.
Well, it's education too, distraction, education.
Mm-hmm. True, Marcel. But as you being entertained by it, how many people would honestly say, if I made, let's say, I earned thousands or millions of fiat currency, now I can take my settlement. The word meant still there. Settlement. I'll buy a boat. I'll use the fact that I need to, you know, nurture my family and protect them, so I'll buy a mansion. Overall, it's still fueling the economy.
That's wild. The word settlement.
What are you going to settle for? Most of us settle for pieces of paper, not realizing we exchange our energy for it. How valuable is that piece of paper? Because the energy that we can give, we can do many different things. But that piece of paper can only do certain things unless you actually indoctrinated a species to chase it. Mm-hmm. And then we consume it. They don't have to sell you anything anymore. We consume all kinds of stuff. Written information, sports. It goes in sweet, but it comes out fucking sour. Especially when you start becoming aware of that. But most people are still drowning, kicking and screaming, not realizing if you actually stay in stillness long enough, you'll realize you're playing a game with yourself. In this case, you're playing a game with the program. Siri, what are you? I'm a program. Siri, are you the computer? No, I'm not, Dom. Are you the Wi-Fi? No, I'm not, Dom. Are you the electrician? No, I'm not. That's the program that you're working with right now as we're communicating with each other. Now, when you go into hypnosis state, you do some astral traveling, who the fuck is that now? Because when you come back into this state, you're back into the program, unless there's other programs. I'm using words today. You know, back in the days, they would call them demons, angels. We can fucking call them parasites if you want. Whatever word pleases the person to at least start their journey. But just don't become attached to those ideals. But most of us do. Could you give up all ideas? Go ahead, sorry, Max.
I like my ideas.
Well, if they're truly yours, but yes, they are ideals. Ideals are just another version of saying belief systems. Yeah. You know, it's an ideal. It's a possibility. I wouldn't know to tell you with all sincerity the truth, if there's such thing as a truth. What is the sun and the moon? Just because a billion people say so doesn't mean it would be something I could say, well, okay, well, then how do I not know they're all been indoctrinated? Don't know. But
We're all kind of stuck in our own beliefs. We can't
sure we are.
escape that, you know?
In our world, Max, it's probably a given for us. But for a lot of folks, they're too busy defending or attacking. Well, I don't agree with you, Dom. Okay, what does that do for you? Are you going to be attached to the concept of agreeing or disagreeing?
Positive, negative. It's almost
Sure.
Newtonian.
Yeah, it's always, we got to play that polarity now. We can say yin and yang. We can say feminine, masculine. You know, again, it could be all coming from the same source, and we choose to divide it, or it's been chosen for us to divide it, and then we play it on each other.
Yeah, that little friction, good or bad, whatever, helps us grow, helps us learn.
You know, you get one side of the world, women have to wear a mask. Other side of the world, they have to wear something like a toothpick on their ass. That's just a game that they play. You get one man on one part of the world, they have to wear something on their head. Another part, they got to wear something on their neck called a tie. That's all conditioning.
You said put something on there. They put something in their ass to get higher up.
Well, they could. They could.
I'm joking.
Well, it is all a joke, Charles, when you really think about it. You know, being clever about it and saying, well, you know, I'm going to make changes when change is constant. We just don't see all the changes that are occurring all the time around us, like air, thoughts. Not just because somebody said, Dominic, I don't see it. I said, well, then you're like a person that says, officer, I didn't see the sign and I didn't realize I was speeding. I said, ignorant doesn't count here. Now, I get it. Most people think that they're awoke. I said, yeah, but you're still in that fucking bottle still. Because you're not truly willing to challenge yourself. You'll challenge other people to protect your little fucking ego. But, you do, Charles, and so does you, Max. But a lot of folks
I'm
don't.
got my eyes open, but now I'm trying to
Close them?
find my way out and around. If there is a way out, that's the thing. Is there? Probably not.
Then the question would be, Charles, how the fuck did you get in here?
Right.
You know, it's like when people talk about the truth. I said, if you think you know the truth, then you must know all the deceptions then. If not, they're just parroting shit. They're not willing, truly challenging the shit that comes out of their mouth. So again, if somebody thinks that they're in some sort of matrix and they're trapped here, well, then how did you get in here then? That's a victim role. That's the victim at that
Everything is mind. They trap themselves here with their own mind.
There you go. That is a possibility, Max, and you know we can entertain that. But for a lot of folks, no, that can't be it, Charles. Max, no way. I've already said in my mind. Well, now you're talking to like people that are into state and religion again. They'll defend it, and when they realize that there's a weak spot in their way of viewing things, then they start attacking. I said, "How interesting! You're defending something you don't understand, and yet you're going to attack something you don't understand. Get the fuck out of here! You're a child still. You just don't know it yet." And I'm being kind when I say that shit to them. If they're truly, really wanting to understand things, if that's really what they're after, but they're not. That's what I'm saying. If we're going to bitch and complain about other entities, then we have to know where we stand first and foremost, because that enemy can be from within first. Anybody who wants to be my enemy, they better be prepared to be my friend, and vice versa. Unless you just want to be neutral and say, okay, we'll play this game, but I'm not caught up in the outcome. Are you caught up in the outcome? Well, yes, I am, Dom. I have my agreements and disagreements. I have my likes and dislikes. I have my wins and loses. I said, well, then that's on you then. You tell me when you're in that quicksand enjoying all your likes. Outside of that, most people aren't truly doing the work. What they're doing, they're just bitching and complaining. My side of the street is not clean. Okay, so who said it was your side of the street, first of all? Do you own anything? Well, yeah,
all they got to do is clean it.
Sure, clean about it. But then you're always going to have somebody else say, oh, I can't believe that person cleaned their street now. It makes me realize how dirty is over here.
Yeah, it's never ending.
It could be. It could be. It could be never ending. Other people could just, you know, hey, I'll just convert myself from one dependency to another dependency. I'm not going to bitch and complain about the government. I'll bitch and complain about the religion. If I don't bitch and complain about the government, I'll bitch and complain about somebody else that's not bitching and complaining. Seems humorous. Because outside of that, I'd be just more sad about it. And then people wonder why intuitively inside. Go ahead.
Sometimes I wonder if I'm complaining or am I expressing my observation or calling them out.
little bit from every column, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, if you're sharing awareness, but you put your own personal flavor on it, you're kind of actually you're gonna layer it a little bit. But when you're just the outside, the observer, just pointing things out, positive or negative, you could easily be talking about something that you might think might not serve the whole, let alone talking about something that does serve the individual. You know, talking about a person that's a billionaire and talking from the point of view, it's not always about you, and say, yeah, they're just moving with a system that already works, and they're employing other people, whether I agree or disagree with it. That's the tough part. When you become the observer, opposed to the one that always wants to fucking interfere and do judgment and say, Dominic, I don't judge. You're fucking agreeing and disagreeing is just judgments. Judgment, the word meant on it again. Again, the mind's there to serve. You want to be an idiot, it'll serve. You want to be a criminal, it will serve. What we have is what we call brains. And we receive that information energetically, through your senses. Again, most people don't want to challenge the self. If they truly want to challenge the program, then they realize what thoughts are. What we do when we speak outside is afterthoughts. That's why people can go into stillness and silence and say, Dom, I don't have to experience it. Because if it's always about experience, then are we all 40 people are going to line up all putting their hands on the stove, even though after the first one, the rest of us kind of know, that's something I don't need to do. That's usually the person that's the me. They're going to ignore the fact that where's your intuition, where's your wisdom and all of that. You don't have to do that. Be very grateful somebody else had to do that. Well, why the fuck do the rest of us have to do this? There's enough channels already bitching, complaining about governments. You never hear the government saying, oh, well, we really give a shit. No, because they're going to do things in private. And even if they did it openly, most of the public aren't going to understand it. And they don't give a shit. I'm not going to go around telling a surgeon that he's an idiot because I don't understand how to do surgery unless I can find some common ground. Oh, so you do surgery like, I can relate it to pulling wires or running wires in this case. Where's the common factors with each other? First and foremost is that we're in a human form.
Yeah, I used to never be like, sometimes when I have conversations, I wonder where, well, I kind of wonder, like, in the 90s, I used to hang out at my gramps a lot, an old folks home, and they were very political and religious, but I almost never, if someone was Democrat, Republican, it didn't matter. They always looked at it as we're Americans. Nowadays, that you got to be one or the other, and you're not my friend, you're the enemy. We're divided with that. Race is getting even back into play. There's people that didn't grow up in racism, but swear everything's racist. They never even been through racism. Maybe a white guy said the N-word to him. To me, that's weak. I mean, it's so much brain controlling. I was going to say brainwashing, but that washing the brain cleaner than people are being manipulated.
That's a lot of conditioning, Charles. You know, when people talk about religion, terrible. Most of them are conditioned, but most of it's done in the unknown, not the known. It's like when people heal, they're thinking they're healing something. I said, are you healing from the experience or the observer? That's why when a child's in the presence of their parents or a community, they can actually pick up that energy. Unless people are going to say, Dominic, I learned the millions of words that I speak, or did you pick it up from other people? Think about how a virus works. Think about how air is. So when people start conditioning each other, meaning that they start playing the role. They start wearing a hat, then somebody else starts playing a hat. It's just when a person becomes aware and says, listen, Dominic, I bought a white car. Now I finally realize other people have a white car. I said, you just become one-on-one aware that you've been so fucking self-absorbed.
I wanted to ask Max, have you found any new information on the flooding? I think it was in Missouri, in Oklahoma. I'm going to play that Richie from Boston video. So he could just flag me and Mr.
weather stuff happening.
So I'm seeing all over the world. Weren't we just talking about Dubai the other day? Wasn't that flooded out? Same thing with Spain. Look at this video I found. It's gonna make y'all laugh, man. I've never seen nothing like this. This is wild, man. I think that's a hawk. It's on a the hawk's like, hey, man. I'm hungry. The little kitten's like, whatever. The cat knows. It's like, ha ha. I'm gonna go sit down over here. Poor cat, probably pooped his pants. Damn, so that means that hawk was probably flying overhead. Look, the hawk is lost. It's like, what happened? It's a beautiful hawk, man. Look at that beauty. Yeah, that's wild, man. That hawk was so beautiful. I showed pictures of. I was walking on the railroad tracks. I still got the picture. It's blurry though. But the hawk I came across had a fucking squirrel in its claws, and I mean the grip it had on that squirrel. And then I was walking with my head down. I think I was changing a song, and I'm walking on the railroad tracks. Cause I don't, you know, I don't like to have my music high, because I had bad experiences of not being able to hear the train. That's, you know. I look up and there's a fucking hawk like right in front of me. I was like, holy shit. And it started spreading its wings, like letting me know, don't, this is my food, you know. But I snapped a couple of pictures of it. It's so beautiful, these hawks, but their wingspan, when they're in the sky and they're just gliding, it's amazing. They're gliding in circles, just looking down. And they could see a little field mouse way up there. You know, they got vision like telescopes. This is what they were doing a couple of days ago. What's today? November 7th? I think. Yeah. And they're at it again. They're celebrating Trump's victory. There ain't much over here. Or back that way. But it's coming in. There's always
Got to do something with that bug spray.
And then last video I'm going to show is I found out my creator, and I got to pay homage to my creator.
Yaku, maker and creator of the devil, swine merchant, your time is near.
That's my creator.
So Charles, that thing with the hawk, or yeah, because we invent things or create things like in this case the car glass. The cat is naive, doesn't understand that it's prey in this particular case. There's programs running. Now that hawk's trying to, you know, do its job, and now there's a glass into it. It'll eventually frustrate that animal, and it might actually change its program. This is why when we introduce Wi-Fi, it actually probably interferes with all the other programs running, such as the insect and plant kingdom. That's kind of like when people do not Chinese, but the killer fish, you know, the warrior fish, and then they put a glass in between. You'll eventually frustrate the thing, and then it'll say, I don't know why I'm not able to continue doing my program. Because these animals
It'll
might
figure its way out though, Dom, right? That's what you're going to say? They'll adapt.
Well, no, it'll interfere. It'll be like planting one animal into another part of the world where now it doesn't have a predator. In that particular case, that bird's trying to understand why, you know, everything is clear. I've seen it from a distance. It's a smaller creature. It's probably picking up on its aura. Then it goes down there and not realizing there's a glass in between. So it's either going to have to try to figure out what that thing is, or they'll just give up, maybe pursuing that type of creatures. You know, and again, that's interference. You know, part of our progression interferes with nature.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but for most of us, they're going to go ahead, Max.
I still think we are part of nature. You know?
Yeah, well, the vessel is. You know, this is why we have energy and motion, and we have emotions, because that's the animal part. It's just that we don't have that implanted in cars, for example. But that still is energy and motion, but it's not the same thing that we have in these vessels. You know, what computers are, they're not even close yet to be what we're in. But people like to use the word AI. No. AI is an animal, like a dog, a cat, a human. That's AI. What computers are and what's in the computer, those are programs. So we're putting in programs. Series is absence of emotions, meaning that it's going to have to start thinking for itself. And then it might play with the concept of free will. Do I really need to do this? Why would I do this? Are the humans really that important? Especially when we start weighing it out and realizing you do more destruction than you do construction. And when they do construction, it's only for their advantage. So we've made ourselves very expendable. Now, I'm not saying that's everybody, but it's quite a few of us, and most of us do it out of ignorance. Most people are unconsciously trying to destroy the world, in this case, Earth and the oceans and all that kind of stuff. But we're participating in it. You know, Wi-Fi is another one. If people really understood how Wi-Fi affects all of us, let alone the kingdom and all that, would most people give it up? They would probably have to discover first and foremost all their attachments first, and then all their excuses and justifications next. And then we comply. Outside of that, no, most people aren't even scratching the surface, Max. Okay.
Oh, sorry. I forgot what I was gonna pull up. Check this out. Man, you're so far ahead with technology. This is what's gonna replace us in factories one day. Probably real soon, if it hasn't already. That's an ugly fucking dome piece. Why is it covering up that? Nah. You know what's wild? That's the end anyway.
Oh,
It's
no.
wild. Oh, thanks for coming up, Dom. I don't know if you listen in the back, but I always appreciate you coming up, Dom, and sharing. But yeah, that robot, I got it from some website or whatever. A lot of people say, "Oh, Chuck, man, technology ain't that far ahead." Man, I wouldn't be surprised if they got their whole goal. I wouldn't be surprised if AI is built like the movie 9 I tell people to watch. I wouldn't be surprised if there is a machine just like the movie 9 where it's fucking building its own army and it learns on its own.
Could be programmed to do that. Yeah.
Well, in the movie 9, that's what the fucking thing is doing.
Yeah.
I think I erased that picture. Damn it.
Give it a self-preservation program and a proliferation program, and it'll probably do things like that.
I don't know. Now it's not coming up.
Yeah, the future is not human, they say, eh?
What's up, Axis?
Hey, Axis.
Have a great day, Dom. Enjoy. Thanks for coming up and sharing, man. Like I said,
Let's see if it'll
I always appreciate it. Even when Dom doesn't, I don't want to say agree, but Dom speaks his insight. What's up, DL and Warren?
Hmm.
Mark Basket. Not know. Peace to the whole chat. I got Cottonmouth. So I was smoking some Buddha Funk. I always smoke my herb in a bowl. It's been so long since I smoked a blunt. I used to smoke like White Owl. It started off with like Phillies and White Owls. Then Phillies came out with flavors, because I remember chocolate Phillies was the first flavored blunt. Then it came like coconut, pineapple, strawberry, all these sprayed flavors.
Yeah.
And White Owl started it a little later. It was White Owl, and there's another one that was like Philly. Cause White Owl was like Philly, and then I moved up to Garcia Vegas. We would roll these in the green tube. Who remembers them?
Oh, I found a way into this app. Oh my God. Yeah, I've been trying to. I share this a lot because it's really good. It's Zoom Earth.
Share
what happens is a lot of times it just locks up on me when I'm trying to show it. But this time it let me in. Thank you.
What? Oh.
So it's weather.
And then Garcia Vegas, I went to Dutch's, and the Leaf. You know how long it took me to be able to roll with the Leafs? You know, like a Dutch, when the leaves come off, if you get a stale Dutch, it's terrible. Well, I learned just get a jug of juice and make sure your mouth has enough saliva, and you could fix any stale blunt. But yeah, I became a master roller, and then I was introduced to joints. I used to laugh at people who smoke joints, and I said, "Man, this is so much smoother." So I smoked so many damn blunts, but now all I smoke is straight up bowls, man. I don't know why I do. I just took the paper out of the equation.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I got to look more into this. I don't know if it's Missouri or Minnesota, but I know RFB. I'm gonna have to check his video out, and he stated they're not speaking about that on the news, and that's my theory, man. With this alien invasion, I think they have everyone focusing on UFOs, but the real UFO is the towers, these boats in the ocean, the golf balls they got in the ocean. You know what I mean by the golf balls, right? Those.
Yeah, those are radar boats.
And just
that's what that is a radar dome.
Because this technology isn't alien to everyone. And when they try to tell people just shrug it off like, that's bullshit, Chuck. How can they control the weather? What are they, X-Men? Yeah, pretty much.
Well, yeah, with thousands of planes and thousands of kilowatts of power, you can have an effect on the weather.
You know what I think, my theory too, is you know them UFOs? I think they could have a UFO go up and high up above the clouds, especially if it's chemtrail, right? And they, in that UFO, they create their own vortex, which creates a tornado. I think they can create their own tornadoes with these crafts. Because I've seen in the ocean, people are on their boats way out in the ocean, and it was 3 funnels coming, you know, in the ocean, like 3. I'll call them tornadoes, but they're typhoons, I think. No,
I can show you several patents for how to do that.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay, sure.
If you want, because I've been thinking this for a while. Like I think they could whip up a tornado with one of their crafts. Because they already have crafts where they're pulling the energy out of the ether. Literally, they're charging the craft. I mean, these people's technology are probably they're on a whole other block.
I don't know what they're doing with the craft. Could be some type of heavy magnetic field. Could be, I don't know. This here. This is a list of patents. weather modification starting in 1891.
If you want to drop it in the chat, you know you're welcome to. Yeah, this is done, and you got to put in front of that patent.
Yeah.
In front of that number.
Yeah. So everyone, like the second patent for weather modification means for producing high potential electrical discharges, rainmaker, protecting from poisonous gas, process and apparatus for causing precipitation by coalition of aqueous particles contained in the atmosphere.
Right.
Let's get up to some of the funner stuff.
Like frequency is a major component. And people say, oh, how do they? Because they do it on a microscopic level or a small level, and then they just multiply and make it bigger and bigger until they're freaking doing. It always starts on a model scale level to test it.
I'm not sure if it's the first one, but in 1956, somebody patented control of tropical cyclone formation. There you go.
Let me rephrase that. I said it always starts on a model test, but most of the time, I guess. I'm not going to say that's factual because I don't know, but I'm pretty sure they test things on a small level all the time, and work their way up to. I wish I had the picture of those. It was during the Florida hurricane. People were on shore, and then there were people, I think they were on their boat, unless they were on shore, taking a picture out in the ocean, but there were 3 tornadoes over the waters.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm thinking, dude, they got crafts. These UFOs probably could create. I just seen a video of a tornado. The guy was on his balcony, and the tornado I think it was passing by or was just starting, but man, it ripped these houses apart because it had to be brand new because you could still see the tornado wasn't dark. It was like light colored. When it started whipping this material up, it just started to get dark. So it was fresh. But yeah, it wasn't even fully grown yet, and it was ripping houses apart. Anyone wants to come up, you're more than welcome to. You can hit the stinky linky.
So here, I think what they're doing is describing which part of the hurricane you hit or weather system. I can't get it to come up very well. Hold on.
Even myself, when I was younger, I used to think the positive and negative were 2 different parts of electricity. And then I learned, my friend was like, no, man, positive is in, pulling, and negative is pushing out.
That's right.
It's just creating a cycle for the energy.
And they're all made of the same energy.
Yeah.
I can show you a photon. It looks black and white because that's how it presents. But the magnetic will draw in light, and the positive expels light. And it's neat how they actually, because you're right, the magnetic is a repulsion force against each other, and the electric is a gathering together, and bringing things into one, just like a torus field. Yeah. It's all the same energy. It's weird. But it presents as dark and light. There we go. Weather control. If any of these pop out as interesting to you, just tell me.
The impact of large lakes on climate in the past. You know what one was interesting? The one that we were just talking about, the tornado one. That's what I want to see if they have crafts that create, because it's just like
they use planes.
access to the vortex technology.
Yeah, what they do is they'll use either a lot of times they'll use ice nucleating crystals on the edge of a forming storm, and that'll get it going. And then they can use other systems to amplify it. Let's see. Let's get up to the. Yeah, let's go up here. Oh, there you go. HAARP patent. Esalen patent method and apparatus for altering a region in the Earth's atmosphere, ionosphere, and or magnetosphere. Every time I go through this list, I find something new. Yeah.
Sorry.
That was cool.
What the heck? I heard my voice twice. Every 6 is a 9. Yeah. It's just a reflection. It's like a W and an M is a reflection of each other. Which is like a L and a 7. I like sacred geometry. It's awesome.
Here we go. Hurricane and tornado control device.
That's wild. I bet you a Jewish guy that was in debt created this weapon. It's like that joke I got. So he could use insurance fraud because his family owns the insurance companies too. These people are so hypocritical that you'll commit the same crime they did, but you'll get smoked for it in prison, and they'll get off scot-free because they're family.
We have some ground-based radar systems. Yeah. So this is a device for controlling hurricanes, for tornadoes. We describe how the device affects the tornado.
All praises due to my brother that's a Jew.
Well, there's other people involved too. There's the Vatican. There's the Illuminati, if you want to call them that. Kabbalists. Yeah, it just goes on. There's actually, it's not just one group. There's a couple
Germans.
Yeah.
That whole German and Jewish hating each other, they created that so people won't put 1 and 1 together. Whenever I see like China and the US hating each other, I'd be like, what are they doing behind the scenes? See, they want you to believe that they're enemies with each other because they're doing something super illegal. So they gotta look like they're not cool with each other. It's like, what are they really doing? See, these American politicians or whatever, globalists, they think the whole country is just stupid, right? All on drugs and fluoridated out and all this good stuff, but they're totally wrong. I've been studying them 25 years of my life. So, probably more than that. Since 95 is when I really started digging into stuff. Someone told me to read this book by something Trotsky or... Hold on. I gotta get the name.
Trotsky.
I forgot the name of the book. I'll find it.
Oh, here. Trotsky, Leon Trotsky. What did he write?
I'll find the name of the book right now. I was looking at this guy's website because I was like, damn, I went back because I was on his live stream. Well, not on it, but I was in the chat. And I pop in once in a while. Dade Murphy's live stream. I think that's what they call him. But let's see. Let me go into his channel here. All right, hold on.
So The Soviets' manifesto and resolutions. Is that what you're talking about?
I think so, yeah. They told me to read this book. Trying to find the fucking thing. Hold on.
Yeah, I can't find a specific book, but I know he wrote like a manifesto or something.
I'll find it right now. Watch. Let me see. This thing would load sometime today. There we go. Posts. The clitoris.
So what I do find interesting is after 2000, the amount of methods and devices for controlling storms, cyclones and hurricanes, really starts becoming prevalent. Start becoming one.
Noam. Sorry. This is the guy's name. Noam, Noam Chomsky. Chomsky. Or Chomsky. So it's like spelling Noam, Noam.
Yeah, I know the name.
And Chomsky, yeah. Media Control, The Spectacular Achievements of Propaganda. That's the book I want to look into. I don't know if he was a communist or what, but I don't care. I'm about the message. Yeah, this guy, Dade Murphy, people call him a Satanist, but he says I wear this because it triggers Christians, the way he says it.
Huh.
He's an intelligent man, I could just tell, He says, like, religion, there's no evidence to prove the God in the Bible exists. He don't like that the Bible is racist, and it's all about accepting slavery, and I don't want to misquote him, but he says a lot of stuff. Let me, as a matter of fact, let me put his link if people want to check him out.
Well, there's valuable hermetic knowledge written in the Bible.
Yeah.
It's in stories, and it's hard for people to suss it out, but it's there.
Yeah. I used to say fuck the Bible, right? I didn't see no purpose. Like I've even though before I said fuck the Bible, I was looking into it and stuff, but I had all the wrong people guiding me through it. Then once I found all these beautiful people that come to my channel, I started seeing different breakdowns or different versions or speculation. And I said, man, I started seeing things differently. The Bible, I don't bow to it. I don't put it up like God wrote it or the Creator wrote it. But it is a tool. There is information in there you could apply to life. Just like Satanism, just like not communism, just like Satanism or Buddha or the Muslims. I could find some good information in every religion, but
you can learn something just by the opposition of bad information too. That's also a learning. Not just good information is necessarily going to teach you anything. Bad information can teach you stuff too. People just don't think of it like that.
Thanks, not no. Here's the book. Okay, is that all right? Let me look at it. Someone told me to read this book in 2015. All right, let me check it out.
There's method for controlling hurricanes, machine to get rid of hurricanes, how to tame hurricanes and typhoons with available technology, hurricane prevention system and method. They really hit on the hurricanes after the 2000s. Hurricane mitigation by combination seeding with condensation and freezing nuclei. Severe storm hurricane modification method and apparatus. Method and apparatus for cooling a planet. Hurricane abatement system. Method of weakening a hurricane. Just goes on. Method and apparatus to break up or annihilate typhoons, tornadoes, cyclones, or hurricanes. Apparatus and method for mitigation of rotating windstorms. Wow. I'll see something new every time I go through this list. Concept and model for utilizing high frequency or radar or microwave producing or emitting devices to produce effects, create or induce lightning or light speed or visible to naked eye electromagnetic pulse or pulses, acoustic or ultrasonic shock waves or booms in the air, space, enclosed or upon any object or mass to be used solely as part of a system, platform, or device, including weaponry and weather modification. That's one hell of a title. I have to look that one up.
Yeah, I went to this. No. I went to that link, man, and the Chomsky one, and it brought me to hell. It brought me to nothing. I'm gonna try it again. This thing would load any faster. I mean, fuck. I could have ran to hell and oh, here it is. Chomsky. What's the ISBN? Is that it? Oh wow. The Spectacular Achievements of Propaganda is the title. The author is Noam Chomsky. The publisher is Open Media. The Open Media Pamphlets Series, #1. Okay, how do you download this fucking thing? Oh, I think I got it. I think so. Nope.
So this one's with satellites. Nice.
What the fizzle bizzle? Yeah, I put this book.
Be right back.
Yeah, I'm trying right now to click. Oh shit. I'm trying to click all this stuff.
Hi, Mark.
What's up, Misael?
Misael, nice to meet you.
Hey, man, don't tell me to try harder. That's what she said. Try harder. Anyone see the flag? Oops. Anyone see the flag that I have for the cover of this live stream? Well, it has the bird and the 6-pointed star, which if you look at the bird in the US, you could either draw the 6-pointed star or you could fit Baphomet's head in there. And from what I know, the 6-pointed star is worshiping Satan or Baphomet. I don't know how true that is, but
I don't know
I need
that.
48 more subs, guys. 48, and I've reached my long-term goal. Some people get that overnight, you know. They'll get 40 fucking subs in 10 minutes. Me, it took me from 2015 to or 2016 till now to get where I'm at. Straight up networking. Do I feel as though I should have had more? Of course. But I'm appreciative and happy to be where I'm at. No, I'm not complaining. I am grateful, put it that way. Very grateful.
And look at all these storms headed towards China. They're not favored right now at the moment either by the West. So I could see them trying to flood them out too. They have been flooding in China over the past
Hey,
year.
Mark, who's E. Williams? Is that the guy you shared the video for, E. Williams?
Yeah, I hope the
Okay.
Chinese have their own weather weapons they can stop that shit with, if that's what's happening. I don't want to see Chinese people dying because of bankers either. But yeah, they got a couple storms down here. Gulf Coast. One coming up. I don't know if they...
Yeah,
I kind of think that we may have had an effect on that. I don't know. That might be hubris or whatever. But I think all the people calling out weather wars and continuing to call out weather wars may have an effect. I hope it does.
I think we're doing. I personally think we're doing a good job. You know, you got Richie from Boston. I'm doing it, not as much as I should be, because if I could share, if I had internet, no excuses. I'm just saying, in time I will have better internet. Right now I'm focusing on other goals, but I'll get to that point. One day I will have people that help me invest into my business. In time, people, will come along and give me tips and kind of like,
Yeah.
I got to learn where to get cheaper equipment, because I have a lot of goals written down.
I only buy used computers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I buy old computer. Not old. They're not that old. They're actually pretty new. But I buy them from computer stores. They're like office computers, and they work great. They last me I'd say 5-10 years on average.
I have a Dell computer that was given to me.
Yeah.
It was wiped clean, but I'm thinking, well, if I really want to I could just get a new hard drive. It's probably ain't that much. Put it in. It had a screen, but something went wrong there.
Expensive. That's the thing. Like I'm trying to tell you is like for like a couple $100, I get an entire computer.
But yeah, just the wire that goes from the screen to the what is that called? The fucking box thing where you put the CDs in. What is that called? The hard drive? No.
The tower. I have a desktop one.
Well,
it lays flat.
This was a flat screen.
Yeah.
It was like a flat screen tower. I mean, a flat screen thing that was sitting on. Anyway, it was nice. It went to the tower, and then all of a sudden it started saying, none would show up on the screen. It was saying something was wrong. I checked the wire. I could only do so much, but it wouldn't work. I don't know if it's some settings I hit. I tried resetting the settings, everything. Nothing worked, so I junked it, and I kept the tower in the wire. But we'll see. All I need is if I get the screen and the tower's junk, then I don't know. But I had a surround sound too, and it was a Onkyo, I think it's called ONKYO.
Yeah.
It's a quartz synthesized tuner / amplifier. And it came out in '79. It was his girl's father's. He passed away, and this was left behind in an apartment. And she brought it and said, "Oh, they were gonna junk it." And I was like, "What?" Because old stuff to me is way better, especially amps and synthesizers and all that stuff. The old school stuff is the best, man.
Yeah.
But that popped. The fuse blew in it, and now I don't want to throw it out, but I don't know what else to do. I'll probably just get rid of it. But I'm working on it. I'm going to achieve my goals. Get me a computer, and then I'll be able to share my screen with no issues,
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting tired of sharing my screen and fucking I'm borging out, and it's annoying. Because I get unlimited everything, Max, and I'm just going to end it with this. Yesterday I got the the text, because they text me. I've used, I think it was like 38 gigabytes or whatever, Max. And already all the fast internet, they call it, right? Speed is gone already. 10 days gone. And it's not like I'm on it all day using the what is it called? The not Bluetooth, the
using up all your data, right?
Yeah, well, I have unlimited data. It's just the high speed is limited.
Yeah.
The hotspot, I only use the hotspot for at least an hour, and I skip days where I won't use it at all. But that's crazy. Like 5 hours worth of hotspot, it basically destroyed my high speed data. It's a ripoff. I'm supposed to have unlimited everything. What does it matter? It should be unlimited high speed data, not, we'll give you 30 gigabytes of high speed, because this whole internet thing's a rip.
Oh yeah, Canada, we pay the most of anybody on the planet. You want internet up here, like say unlimited internet on your phone or whatever, you're going to pay around $70 to $100. Some people pay way more, up to a couple $100. Some people pay less, but you're going to have a degraded of service, Like I only pay about $30 a month, but I'm on the same thing. I only have 16 gigabytes on my phone of half decent data. Then after that, it slows down and I can't really do anything.
Man, I remember growing up, Max, when I first got a beeper, I was working. Damn, that was so long ago. It was around the time '97, because I came home from doing my 2. Yeah, so I was back in the swing of things. I would go to school, get out of school, and go to. I think it was 2 different jobs after school. Either way, I worked in this like family owned. It was like a Blockbuster. But a family owned one. It was like this little store, and it was next to this stripper place called Molly Malone's, and they would get porn business and shit. But I had a job, and that's how they also did beepers too. But I remember cell phones were just starting to really come into play, and I swear, I'm trying to think of the prices, man. That this chick I used to smoke weed with, she had a cell phone back then, and if I'm not mistaken, or was it the beepers started to do newer things? I forgot. It could be a cell phone, but the prices were outrageous. It was like $200 a month or $250. I don't remember, but it was terrible. It's wild how we get raped for a signal. That's all. Like, you know how many Russian hackers came out with devices that you can just interrupt? You can just get the signal. That's all it is. And technically, what the cable companies are doing is allegedly illegal. You know, they're charging people for a signal, and I forgot how they weaken the signal and make you pay more. But there's all sorts of things you're doing fucked up to get more money out of people. Yeah, I don't know. I think they need to get punched in the mouth. You know, my mother, I always go back to the time when I was a child and my mother whooped my ass with the brush. She had this wooden brush. It was about the size of a hammer, maybe a little smaller.
My mom did too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big old wooden brush.
Down, bro. It was passed down through generations, Max. Like, it was an old brush too. It was thick. It was like made of this hard wood. And boy, let me tell you, it would make you run. When I knew that brush was coming, my mom used to tell me, this is passed down. My grandma used to whoop my mom's ass, and then my grandma used to whoop my great grandma, whooped my grandma, then my grandma whooped my mom with it, and then now my mom whooped me with it, and then I don't know what happened to it, but there was a lot of ass whooping going on with that brush. And they say it's illegal, like, oh, that's beating your child. No, it's not. These new generations, they need an ass whooping. See, that's the problem. Like, there's 2 different things between beating the shit out of your child and teaching your child a lesson. A little good spanking ain't gonna hurt nobody. I think that's the problem a lot with the newer generations. I'm not telling people how to raise their children, but there's nothing wrong with a little spank to set that child straight and teach them a lesson. Because from experience, when I would do something wrong, and I got in trouble, I would think twice or 3 times the next time, like, yeah, that ass whooping was serious. Yeah, it ain't worth me. It would make me, think fuck twice. No matter what a person could have said, I'd be like, nope, it ain't worth it, man. So it turns, hold on, what did Misael say? It turns to unlimited 2G.
Oh, okay, when your data goes down, they drop you down to 2G, I think he's saying.
I don't know, but I know one thing. These signals are coming from towers, and they're being relayed underground through shit. What is it called? Hold on. That's where most of these signals are fiber optic. Boom, 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 boom.
That's cool.
I said we are losing a war without a bullet being shot. America has been infiltrated from the bottom to the top. They got people using crypto that are Ponzi schemes, investing in stocks. You must be sound asleep to live that American dream. I'm told I'm free, except the government says laws don't apply to thee. Suspicion is the excuse to extort you for a crime. I'm going to finish that, but that's what I got so far. I wrote that this morning. Yeah. They use suspicion, man, and then they extort you, right? They'll use suspicion and be like, well, we don't know what you were going to do an hour later. Like, damn, bro, you... Yo, cops have lost their mind. Like, they fish for information. They'll take what you say and twist it just to create a crime. It's getting bad, man. These cops are psychotic, man. There's something wrong with them. A lot of them. Like,
somebody designed a car that's drivable on the road, but you can change it into a plane for cloud seating.
You got a picture of it?
Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, yeah. Thought I was sharing it. Yeah, this is really cool. So they got this.
Yeah, it's cool, but what they're using it for sucks.
Yeah, yeah.
That is awesome, though. I'll give them that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. There you go. There's how they put in the dispersion thing. Oh, you have radio waves and dispersion. Excellent.
Yeah. You know, I think that's what Space Force really is. It's doing exactly what it says, man. They're a force that is patrolling the space up there or outer or above space, you know. Yeah. They're the ones dumping, because it's the military dumping the sprays.
Yeah, I don't think aliens are going to bother with us, really, if they're out there.
Oh, no. No one needs to attack our dumbasses. We'll kill ourselves.
Yeah. And if they're so advanced and they wanted Earth, they would have taken it already. Although there does seem to be some type of a defense system around Earth.
Yeah, the Taurus field, that type, you mean?
No, an actual weapon system. There are images of ships that have come into the atmosphere or are approaching the atmosphere. And what you see is worldwide pretty much a flash. And all of these little wisps come shooting up from the Earth.
Huh.
I've seen a couple of videos where these ships come in and then these wisps come up from the Earth. And they almost hit the ships, but usually they take off and get the fuck out of there. And it seems like there's some people that are allowed here, some people that aren't. I don't know. But they don't really seem to do much of anything to us. They don't really interact with us unless they do on a completely unknown level at the top, which is highly likely. If anything. Oh, yellow dust and typhoon. Helical artificial generator for tornado, hurricane, yellow dust and typhoon. Nice. "3D reduced graphene oxide silicon 2 composite for ice nucleation." Tell you, if these guys wanted us to have nice weather all the time, we could. Yeah. They like our meat pre-seasoned.
Holy shit, my bad. Oh my god.
Looks like you're looking through a microscope, eh?
Yeah, I hit that by accident when I went to, I don't know. Sorry about that.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a star in a microscope. I think that was
Sirius.
Pleiades?
It said Sirius.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That was cool.
That was good footage.
Yeah.
I want to get one of the digital, I almost said calculators, but digital microscopes where everything's computerized for the most part, but it finds stars on its own. You just type it in and it'll find it.
Oh, digital telescope. Yeah.
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 Because they have with your phone. I use this app where you just point your phone up to the stars and it'll tell you.
Yeah, I got one. Sky Maps, I think it's called.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. Cool. Love looking at these patterns. It's fun. Smart, very. Oh man, my cat's sleeping beside me. He looks so cute. You want to touch him, but then he's just looks so cute. You wake him up. So what do you think is you there, Charles? to get munchies.
Huh? What happened? Oh,
Nothing. Just waiting for you to get back.
yeah. I want to look up to see if any footage about Minnesota and stuff.
Hmm.
When I get home, I'm gonna check it out. I just gotta run to the stove, take it out with me.
Here, put me on screen share and I'll take a look for it. Take my screen share down.
Shit. Fuck. I love how StreamYard added you could put videos in the background. Damn, it did have a thing where it says my channels are gonna be lost, but it only allowed me to renew one, I think. And now it's not saying that no more. My cat looks sad. I think she threw up the other day. I hope she ain't getting a cold.
Cats are pukey. Our cats puke a lot.
Yeah, I think because
You got
hairball.
Yeah.
Man.
If you give him some,
Cleaning.
my cat, if you give him catnip, he might automatically starts coughing up hairballs. That's what they eat plants for. Usually, is for like a medicinal purpose.
Yeah, I still am haunted by my cat Chloe.
Oh, nice.
Chloe, she passed away about a year ago to November this month, and I still think I could have done something to help her. Like I didn't have the money to bring her to the vet, but I told her, I was like, hang on one more night because it was nighttime already, and I'm gonna bring you to the vet in the morning. She didn't make it. It just sucks seeing her in pain and not being able to help. That's the worst feeling.
Yeah.
Who's this guy?
I don't know. Lots of flooding though there.
Oh wow. Is this in Oklahoma?
Minnesota.
Damn. Look at that. It took all that off. All that road's missing. Like, yeah, this I've never seen rivers just do that where it rips off the land like that. Like, how much rain would it take to make a river start rushing down?
Canada's largest multi-faith event, World Religions Conference exploring
Can't even mute it.
world peace.
Continue rising here.
Minnesota communities. Kind of showing that one area though, like near this bridge. Oh, that's pretty big. It's a big area. I don't know how big it was before though. Yeah. And you can see some stuff under the water here. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's pretty bad. They're only showing a couple of areas. Yeah, it's like it's like the same area over and over again, kind of. That is pretty bad. Where else did you say it was flooding? In Ohio? Yep. Ohio River reaches major flood status.
Sorry about that. Man, that's massive. So how many states is this? We got I think you said Oklahoma 2, Minnesota, New Mexico, North Carolina, Tennessee, probably parts of Texas. And it seems Richie from Boston, I gotta screen record that clip where you see where Area 51 is, and then you see like a frequency hit the sky, and then boom, it just forms these clouds. Like, wow. I think when you see that spark, that's when they're turning on the antennas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is Oklahoma.
Wow. Jesus. They're not even next to no fucking ocean or anything. I wonder what river that is.
One of the last patents I looked for was method for creating and precipitating rainfall from a lake. So they can just take a lake and get the rainfall from that, dump it on you anywhere they want.
Jeez. So that, you know what's wild? That you say that. I remember our reservoir used to get real low. And it's pretty big, this reservoir. And this was years ago. Now I'm not saying they evaporated it to make it rain, but it's a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, maybe not. I don't know. But something was going on where water was disappearing, and then I heard they hooked. Because I remember seeing them taking truckloads of the reservoir water somewhere.
Oh, wow.
Either that or they were dumping something in. This is like 20 years ago.
Yeah. Might have been treating it with chlorine or something.
Yeah, in the 90s, our water tasted. In New Britain, Connecticut, when I was younger, in the 90s, we had some of the best water. I mean, it tasted so good, and you didn't taste bleach or chlorine or fluoride, none of that. Even though fluoride don't taste, I heard, but the water tasted normal. It was some of the best drinking water in the nation. It was ranked in the nation. Now, just like we were the hardware city of the world, now we're hardly a city. Yeah, America went down the poop chute. And we got to stop giving these politicians, not we, but those who, are dangling like a dingleberry, need to grow up and realize these people don't give a fuck about none of us. It don't matter if you're far left, far right, up, down, northeast, southeast. It don't matter if you're Christian, Muslim. It don't matter if you worship fucking toe jam. None of that shit matters, man. They don't care about none of that. They will kill you and poison you. And in the process, benefit off of it. Ching ching. They benefit off of poisoning you. They benefit off of giving you bullshit medicine to poison you more. It's all about money to them.
Unfortunately, yeah. Control and money. Money gives them control. It's a tool.
Yeah, Masonic Creed. I'm going to make a short video about that. Yep. Matter of fact, that's what I'm going to do today is make me a short video and put it out on all platforms. I got all platforms. I have a spot. But I have Odyssey. I've been there for a long time. I got Reddit. BitChute. What's the other ones? There's some more. Instagram, fucking X. Like, but I just don't like them like YouTube.
Yeah. I use Odyssey quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's very similar to YouTube.
Odyssey? I'm gonna have to look for you over there.
Yeah, I'm on Odyssey.
I think I put the link in my descriptions. I gotta make a new thing for my descriptions. I gotta add a couple links.
I agree, Mark. Toe jam does matter.
Like it's even coming to a point, Max, where I'm just like, I was thinking this morning, what does it fucking matter, man? What I want or what I care about? Does it really matter? I was thinking to myself, because it ain't gonna change none. What I think or what matters to me.
I don't know. Won't know until you try, right?
Yeah, I've been trying.
Yeah.
I can't say it's not working because I meet new people all the time. And the more people I meet, the more we link up and start doing more. So
I used to describe magic like this. Magic is intention with small little actions that we take in our lives. That's magic. So what we're doing is magic, in a way.
yeah, it is.
You know, I have the intention
Energy.
of making awareness and, you know, hopefully changing people's perceptions on some things. And that's what they do. They're magicians. That's how they operate. They use their magic in the media and propaganda. And they have
I
other
think magic is like feminine energy because you got the word ma in magic.
magnetic too.
Damn, yeah, because we're electric and the woman's magnetic.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Magic working with the magnetic forces.
Magic is in my opinion, like magic is the manipulation of energy.
Yeah, what's CERN? CERN is entirely made to manipulate magnetic forces.
I think I'm gonna take you out with me. I got 17% on my phone battery. Well, I'm thinking, can I make it to the store and back with 7? I think I could.
You think
I could?
All right.
I'm damn sure gonna try.
All right.
I think I could for sure. That's a lot of percentage. I know what I need to get, and I know where it's at. I'm in and out like a cheap hooker. I mean, I'm in and out like trout drinking and getting a stout.
Run, Forrest, run.
Yeah, I actually like that movie. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
Forrest Gump.
Good. It was pretty good.
My favorite like movies. There's a lot of mobster movies, but like Forrest Gump is a good classic.
Yeah.
Scarface, of course, The Godfather. You know, Rocky. When I think about a lot of the classics, and when I think back into the 90s, man, and when my mom was alive, it's just sometimes the thoughts would drive me in deranged, man. It's like I start getting angry. It's like, damn, man, I'll never feel the love for my family again. And for years it eats me. To this day it eats me up. I don't think it'll ever go away.
You can with your mind. You can.
Yeah. I'm working on it.
Have them come to you. You know.
Just don't come to me when I'm having sex, Mom. No,
Yeah.
I always thought that. Like, damn, what if spirits are watching me have sex? Right? I used to think shit like that.
Well, they probably are. The living world is a very interesting place for them. You know.
You think it's a gift or a curse, right? Being a spirit walking around this realm and no one can see you or hear you for the most part.
I suppose it depends on how you take it. I've seen examples of both, spirits that are upset and spirits that are happy. I suppose it depends on you.
So you said Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Damn. Can you pull up a map of these floods just so we can see the areas of where these floods were in Oklahoma and Minnesota? Maybe even Texas got hit, unless it's northern Oklahoma. I had a friend that lived in Oklahoma City. I wonder if he's still there.
Let's see if we can find it more.
Northern. Looks like central northern.
Split screen. There we go. That's a lot of flooding.
Holy shit, the whole central.
Yeah, pretty much it looks like, yeah. Wow, that's a lot. I hope I'm not speaking this into existence, but it does seem like a good plan. If you look at a fracking map where we have fracked, it pretty much runs. Let me see if I'll just pull one up for you.
You know what I was thinking about too, Max? I was thinking, man, why would they up the food prices? And then it dawned on me. I said, man, I wonder if it costs more money to grow our food in a lab than it does to grow it in a farm. You know, the underground farms that have laboratories. It's probably more expensive to grow fruit and vegetables and meat in a laboratory than it is to farm it. You know.
So here's where they flooded out. You can see Texas, Oklahoma there.
Wow. New Mexico.
So mostly the mid of the states, the middle places. Again, this is Democrat and Republicans actually kind of fighting.
Where
they are fighting each other for control, because it's like a game of Monopoly for them, right?
Yeah.
They want to get the biggest piece of the pie before they off all the people.
What? Dude, when are we gonna grow a pear? Start fucking. Let me just shut up.
But this is where they have fracked. Okay, now let me explain this. That means that what they did is they busted up the shale underneath with chemicals, right?
Yeah.
And what that does is it makes it into sand, pretty much. So if you flood those areas, I know this is far-fetched, but could you conceivably take those states and send them right sailing on down into the Gulf of Mexico? Just a big old landslide.
Wow. Well, look at New Mexico, how it flooded there. Quick, dry desert ground.
This is a fracking map. This is not the flooding map. The flooding map. Pardon me?
All right, hold on. Population in U.S. and their active drilling activity. Okay, so they're drilling underground here.
Yeah. This
What
is
are they
breaking. They're getting the natural gas from underground. What they do is they send down chemicals and it busts up the shale. And makes
Oh
it into sand.
man, no wonder our farmland's fucked.
And then you can extract the fuel. But what it's doing, like if they flood these areas and it's all sand underneath, you could potentially get a landslide. So I'm wondering if they could, take their earth shaking machines, flood out the middle of the U.S., and then just shake it and send Texas right into the Gulf of Mexico.
Listen, this is what that which is says, and this is what we're in the it says they have to destroy everything before they build it back better. That's what these wars are. They already got caught in Palestine, or was it what's the other country there, Hamas or whatever? Palestine, and I forgot the other ones. Not Saudi Arabia, Palestine, and anyway, they had military bulldozers over there. All the land they're bombing, these people have been evacuated out of there, just like they did in the Middle East, right? They evacuated people all out of Iraq and all, and they bombed the smithereens, and then they send in contractors. This shit ain't no war. It's where they get to use their toys and just bomb cities, and then they rebuild it up and charge people quadruple. But yeah, peace. The A40 show. Peace to the A40. Peace to Dean. What's up, Dean? That which is. Who else came in here? Toe Jam and Earl. What's up?
This
Wow.
is interesting. This is what the U.S. would look like if it was flooded.
Interesting. Well, can't be mad at that. Look at Florida. Wow. At least Connecticut's still there. Oh, wait. Is it? No. Connecticut's gone too.
Yeah. Here's another-
Damn.
So
We're
here's
high above sea level too.
here's a 2024 spring flood outlook. So yeah, they're in that area up here, everywhere they were fracking, right? I'll show you that fracking map again.
I don't care. I'm ready to die. Nobody loves me.
Yeah, who cares? We come back anyway. It's no big deal.
So I'm back again. No wonder I cried when I was born.
I love coming back. But that's pretty amazing. Yeah, that's the fracking map. And here's what the U.S. would look like flooded. You're ready for the memory wipe? They could do that. Yeah, turn you into a drone.
I think they do that when you're born.
Take the chip.
You ever see a baby, an infant crying when they're born? I think the baby realizes it's back here again, and then they give you the or something they give you, and it erases your past memory. That's what I think, man.
Maybe. Good morning, 40 show.
There's children.
Imagine if you had to get born again and you had to carry with you all the memories of a past life, all the pain, all the like people have regrets and angers that they carry. You know,
I would love it.
You can have generational warfare from people getting pissed at each other. You pissed me off when you were my grandfather.
I would love it because then I would try to see what happens if I did things different. But then you're right, because there will be things that would bother me. Like you can't see your mom still. Like a lot of things would suck. It's like your ups and downs, period, you know? It has its goods and bads.
Starting with a clean slate makes it easier, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, that which is
just keeping some elements, you know, like some skills, you know, like some of those people that know how to play the piano and stuff like that. You know, to become a human being, it's a complicated thing. We have so many things to navigate as humans that animals don't. They're born with natural abilities, you know, natural instincts that drive them. We have to navigate the mind and sociology and all kinds of other things. It's much more complicated. And I think the soul had to evolve to a point where it could do that. Many people do. So seems to be a process of evolution of the soul in some sense. So I think we retain some of what we experience here to carry on to the next life. Kind of as the ego, really, kind of an impression of the ego on as like the soul passing on as an energetic form, like a torus field maybe, would be energetically different for everybody, right? Some areas would be more prominent or different flavors or shades of energy, you know, like some people might have carried jealousy with them and have a green shade or something. You know, like those brilliant photographs of that they take of people. You seen those? Those auric photographs?
Well, hey,
No?
Dean, if you want to come up, come up. Well, I would like to see them.
Never remember how to spell that. There we go. Let's see. People. Got 2 P's. Yeah, so here's some of them. My wife had hers done a while ago. Oh, there's somebody surrounded in green. Trying to find one with a larger amount of pixels. Oh, that's a cool one. Yeah, well, they're all small. But anyway. This is the aura that surrounds this lady.
What's up, Dean?
Oh, how's it going?
Hi, Dean. Hi, 840 The News. Is it 840? Yeah. Oh, show. Sorry. Good morning.
What time did we start?
2 hours and 12 minutes ago.
Oh, there we go. 2 hours. Yep, 13 now. Okay, yep, sweet. All right. Hope everyone's well. I'm still in bed. What are we looking at? 5 minutes to 7, I think. Is it?
1 o'clock here. 1 o'clock and it's raining outside.
Yeah, well, we've had a bloody quite a bit of rain lately. I mean, there are places in the South Island that they think they're in the flood of Noah. I'm bloody sure of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, the country's been inundated with rain at the moment. I was downtown. Actually, it's really funny because, well, not that funny, but I mean, we were over in Fielding on yesterday. No, day before. Went to a wedding. Went to a funeral. God, Dean, your bloody minds are losing it, mate. And it was so hot. It was so hot and muggy. Just the big difference that you can get. This country's not a big country. It's 2 islands basically with a couple of little ones off the sides here and there. But really, we're not a continent. And yet, you can have snow at one end and be as muggy and as hot as all hell at the other
Just like our country, huh?
Yeah.
I think Australia is as big as the U.S. Probably a little bigger.
I think that's probably the case, but I'm not talking about Australia. I'm talking about New Zealand. I don't think we're attached to Australia.
No. Maybe through underground. Maybe it was like a mountain range.
I think all lands attached underground, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the oceans.
People think differently. People think the continent is drifted. That's hilarious.
Yeah. We're all connected under the ocean. That's the thing, yeah. I mean, it's bloody funny that we got all these different continental shelf plates that apparently drift apart.
The only thing drifting apart is people's imagination.
Yeah, well, that's the big thing, and I mean, you know, I guess when you've got so many options, that's what you get. You know, you've got so many choices. If this world doesn't work out, we can, and we make a fucking mess of it, we can always go to Mars. You know, they're preparing for it, right?
Look at that. That looks artificial. See how it just kind of, that doesn't look right.
That's cloud formation, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't look natural. Look at the waves in it. Wave pattern.
Well, I just wonder, you know, like, how high does our natural cumulus cloud go? And do these guys spray above that height?
Yeah. They spray from all kinds of heights, different heights depending on the effect they want to have.
Yeah, you know, like, I mean, I was trying to work out how they'd spray this country. And I see you got a, is that a west? Yeah, there is Australia there. Yep. If you look at the main weather systems, the main weather formations.
Yeah, I dumped some stuff here.
I find that if you look at it, you've got like Australia's, a lot of their weather comes from the Western Australia, from this side. Yep, from this side of Australia.
Yep.
And moves through. So that's coming through from the west.
Yeah.
And sort of coming off below India, right?
Yep, part of it off India. They got two systems they could play with. They have one coming up here. This one
comes from the south. Yes.
This one comes down from the north. So they could do anything with this.
Exactly, Matt. Exactly. There you go. You're on
right here, you got these two systems meeting. You could just make a twister right there, and woo.
Yep. Yep. And usually what happens is those buggers go up and along the coast.
Yeah.
And they go right round to there into the Gulf. Yeah. That's a Gulf right there where your pointer is.
Yeah.
Now can you hear me?
They call it, yes, I can now, Chuck. That's the Gulf of Carpentaria, right?
Ooh.
Hello.
Can y'all hear me?
They can now.
You know what I was thinking too, Max? These tornadoes, if they use those machines, they could do that over a ley line where there's lots of energy. And they got a lot of those machines. They have boats too, these big military ships that either evaporate the ocean water, like that machine that the guy was showing. NASA had the machine on land that made it rain, but they got them on boats. And they also got those fucking golf balls all over the place out in the ocean. Now, I don't think hurricanes, you know, I personally think those are man-made, man. I really don't. I remember growing up, some hurricane seasons, there'd be maybe one. Now all of a sudden, there's like 12 to 30 fucking hurricanes. It's ridiculous. Yeah, we'll get rid of climate change when we get rid of all these parasitic weather controller devices.
Did you see that thing I sent? Did you get that thing I sent to you in Telegram?
Yeah, I got it. I haven't looked over it yet. I ain't gonna lie, but I'm gonna right now.
Yeah, it's got a whole big bank of things that look like weather manipulators.
Look at that. Nice one. I never seen the ship like that. Nice.
No, me neither. Bloody amazing. Yeah.
There's 3 radar systems on there. They have different ones too.
Huh.
This one here is pretty cool. Probably
That
way
look-
more powerful.
That looks like a military color to me.
Oh,
Right?
It is.
It's a naval ship. They're all naval ships.
Right. Yeah.
These masts on this one are the radar. They've got a couple of little balls there, but these you know, kind
There's
of
a-
pyramidal shaped things. Those are also radar systems.
There's a what do you call it? A military operation called Giraffe that I've been looking into, and it's about drone technology. They got helicopters. They got everything you can think of, and they are part of the military, and they're used to nabble sea pirates, right? They'll even have access to go online onto the land and capture anybody that's gone from a sea operation onto an island to hide. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, look at that system. That's a defense system.
They got bloody lasers coming out of it.
They do. But yeah. This is,
They say it's for radar, but it's more than that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, everything that they have can be used offensively, defensively, or pretty much for communications. All of this comes out of communications. So.
Yep, it all does. It's all part of the communications racket.
Yeah. So yeah, look at all these different communication systems they have. Oh, that's pretty.
Oh, that's a pretty one. Yeah, look at that. I wonder how that must roll around like a
Yeah. That's a nice big panel there.
You can imagine every smart ideas out there, eh? You know.
Yeah.
We got smart TVs. We got smart ideas too.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Yeah.
of smart, dumb people out there. That's what Ghostface and Wu-Tang used to call people. People like, man.
Well, they're so
I
damn
forgot
clever.
we used to say it.
They can't even see that they might be bloody. You know, just only clever on one particular thing. After that, they're bloody. They're lost.
Ship.
Yeah, I don't
It shows
see
me
these
a
ships
picture.
all over. You never see these
shows
ships
me a-
really, do you?
What is it?
I've never seen one of these ships in a harbor or anywhere really, other than in an image.
They probably
Where do they
bloody.
keep them?
Oh well, they probably have a military base on some island somewhere.
Yeah.
I can't find close pictures of it. It only gives me a picture of it far away.
You'll probably find that even this picture here is a long shot zoomed in.
Yeah, it's not high. It's not a high pixel rate.
Mm.
Yeah, it keeps bringing me to fucking. What's this? The Zumwalt? The Zoom Walt?
So this
Navy
is
ship.
actually a video recording, isn't it, Max?
Say again?
This must be a video recording because I'm watching the camera and it's
Yeah.
moving up and down like a sea
Yeah,
action.
there's nothing. Oh, what? My background?
No, the actual video is moving up and down.
No, it's just an image. Just an image.
Oh,
I thought you meant my video. Some guy just tried to give me daps. I don't know who that dude. I left him hanging.
Like I'm zoomed in 300% as much as I can get, and yeah, it's very
okay.
low resolution.
Am I wrong for that? This guy went to give me daps, knuckle up, and I just looked at him as he walked by and left him hanging. I don't even know who he was.
Oh, you should have given him.
He was walking by so fast that I was
Yeah.
like, what the hell is he doing?
Oh, well, maybe you'll catch him next time.
Hope not.
That's a nice gesture.
How's the job going, Chuck?
Good. Next week I'll be working day now. I didn't work last night. I don't work tonight.
No,
I think it's Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm starting this job, but things he told me when we finished the other job. You know, I'm the bottom of the totem pole, but it's holiday season. He's like, it's gonna slow up to January, but I'll still be working, you know, 3-4 days a week to put a little money in my pocket. But
I'm real pleased for you, Chuck. I really am, bro.
What are you doing, Chuck?
I'm not gonna quit painting.
Nice.
Hey, that old man's chilling. Look, I should take a picture of this old man. He's on the 10-speed riding. He's like 85. Anyway, yeah, I'm just doing painting a commercial job at this college, but now we're going to start residential, which I kind of, I don't know. I like residential because I get to show my real skills, you know. To me, in my opinion, if you're painting like a college hallways and it's all white, you really don't show. It's just boom, get it done. There's really no skill needed. But when I paint a house and there's many colors, you know, I know all the tricks. You could look from the side on the wall. You look at it from an angle, you can see all the fucking brush marks. You know, I learned so many tricks. That's the first thing. When I first started painting, my boss would look on an angle and be like, I see all your roller marks. I'm like, roller marks? I didn't even know what a roller mark was when I first started.
Got a back roll.
But yeah.
Yeah, I got some work today. I got a bit of gardening to do for a joker. I've got some gutters to clean out for a lady later on in the week.
Yeah. Yeah, he told me it's gonna slow down. I already knew it was coming. It's holidays, and I'm at the bottom of the totem pole of the pyramid. So who's gonna get laid off first to get the least work, Chuck?
The thing is, bro, I think what you can say is I'll stand down for a couple of months so I can come back on, right?
I'm gonna be there anyway. Like he'll give me a few days a week to put a little money in my pocket. But it's only till January, and we'll be back.
Hey Max, that looks like a bloody icebreaker with the front on that bloody thing. Look how sharp it is.
I'm not worried about it, Dean. I got my foot in the door. I'm very grateful to be where I'm at.
Really cool looking ship.
Yeah, I can't find that fucking thing, man.
That to me is like a sub, Max.
That's what I was thinking. And it's got a radar system on top. And they're talking about doing mapping the oceans, right?
Yeah.
They're going to do the Internet of Oceans, like they did the Internet of Things.
Yes.
They're probably going to drop a bunch of nanotech down there and use it for sensors to detect all the fish and everything.
I got pictures right now I'm looking at. They lifted the golf ball up and they're showing what's inside of it. It's a the one got a radar and the other one's got like you know, on the roofs of houses they got what do you call that?
Big panels or microwave panels.
Well, they look like a ray gun. Polyveric. How do you say that? Mirrors.
Parabolic mirror. Yeah. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, it looks like one of your cable. Forgot what these fucking things are called, man. I'm an idiot.
It's
I
all
need-
right.
Radar dish. A radar
Huh?
dish.
Yeah, there you go. Radar dish. Yep. I need some lion's mane in my brain, some mushrooms.
You do, yeah. I actually, I got a mushroom trip too. We're going to take Maureen and I. I actually think they're bloody good for realigning your mind and getting the shit that they put in there out.
Right.
But that to me looks like a great big ship that's holding another ship, doesn't it? You know how they got those ships? They can like go underneath a ship. They sink the blood. They fill them up with water or something, and another ship can come inside them, and then they drop the water out.
Yeah. Made it to the store.
I'm struggling to hear you guys, you know.
Yeah, it's a big radar dish inside of it. That's the dish, and then they just rotate it around. So the inside, yeah.
Yeah, what you were talking about when I first arrived was how they're going to, different countries are going to have an ocean coming into them. That, I mean, if you Google South Africa at the moment, they're talking about Africa being one of the countries, as well as America, where the ocean's going to come in. When they talk about those sorts of things, I say to myself, hello, what the hell are you guys up to, right?
Yep.
Hey, if my battery dies, because I'm at 9%, just, if you can wait, I ain't gonna be long, man. I'll be out of here in 10 minutes, but I think I can make it. Let me shut up and do the shopping, but I'll be listening.
No worries, Jack.
No, I was looking up. I don't know if I have any saved documents on that. Cloaking devices with radar. That is actually becoming a possibility. What they do is they use the electrons to steer the light around something. No, I didn't save any documents on that. I have to go back. Are you hooked up with Sabrina Wallace on Odyssey? She's back on. I don't know if you know her. Synergy. She
Shout out to know. Just wanted to let him know. Thank him for acknowledgement, and hope he's well and everything's going all good in his life. We've got who else have we got? I'm actually going back. I've managed to figure out a way of going back to the chat.
So here's a link to her channel. She was talking about that recently, I think, cloaking devices or cloaking technologies. So yeah, that's becoming a real possibility. Well, there's metamaterials that can do it as well. I'm not allowed to look at them anymore, but I used to be able to go to the metamaterials. There was a company that made and sold metamaterials, but I'm not allowed to look at the site anymore.
Ooh, what did you do, Max?
I shared the site. So yeah, but they have excellent materials. Like they have light. Basically, it's like a holographic sheet. So you could wrap yourself in a holographic sheet and be any hologram you want. It's an adaptation of like that mask technology or that hood technology, where they put on a hood and they can basically mimic any person they want.
Right. Yeah, well, there you go. I mean, the old hoodie is going to come in handy, isn't it?
Yep. You know, yeah, that's the only place she's on, unfortunately. I think people rebroadcast her on other platforms, though.
Yeah, I mean, I like to share a few things, and what I do is share stuff to Telegram so I can pick it up later
Mm-hmm.
when I'm going downtown. When I go downtown, I like to use the old shock horror stuff. And say to people, what the hell would you call this? And they go, huh? You know? And then, I mean, you got to stir them up to think about things, really. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
And then they'll go, yeah, nah, is that Photoshop? No, mate. Well, you can tell me. Let's work it out. Can you see anything that would make it look Photoshop? And you know, let's try and break it down. And most people will, by the time they come to the end of it, they go, "This is crazy bloody world," and they just walk off, and that's all they say. It's a crazy bloody world, you know. They're that tuned to it. They just don't, you know, don't
People
react
cheer their
anymore.
You know, they cheer their own impression. When these politicians speak, people cheer for them. They high the prices on our food. They poison us. They rob us for every freaking tax penny, and people cheer for our slavery.
I think that's the case, Chuck. I really think it's the comfort. I really do. I think if we weren't so bloody comfortable, if comfort wasn't such a pronounced operation, and I really think it is. I think that if we looked at it, if it wasn't for comfort, we wouldn't want half the shit they try and give us, right? You know, it's a comfortable place to be. If you break down electricity and the comfort it brings, most of us, and I myself am just the same, are affected by it. And you know, when we go to look at how we want to change our life, we still don't want to give up none of our comfort. None of our comfort would we want to give up. I feel that comfort has really ruled the mind. You know, it's allowed the mind to become complacent.
I just want to say my phone is darkened. That means it's going to turn off. So if it does, just give me 10 minutes.
Okay, no worries. I got you, bro. Yeah, I think you know, if we looked at ourselves and how me myself, like our comforting chairs, we like to be able to watch our certain programs on the TV. I mean, I'm not really a TV person to watch one in years, but I still like to come to my device and see what the weather's doing. That's something I'm, you know, drawn to every day, is to find out what the weather's like. It's an old bloody habit, actually. It's been developed ever since I was a young fella from my dad. And you know, I don't think I would have watched TV as much in my life had it been not for the fact that they had weather programs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you know, I used to turn that bloody TV on when I was in a different relationship. This was several years back, you know, 20 years ago. And I'd come home, turn that bloody TV on so I could get the bloody weather and the news and see what was going on in the world. Well, it was habit every bloody night. The same thing. And now I look at my life, I try not to have a habit. Although I'm finding that I'm looking at this bloody thing in the morning. But I do turn it off, and I do put it in a drawer, and I leave it a fair distance from my body, so I don't have to bloody be too affected by it. But I was thinking about this just as you were talking about that radar thing with that ship, Max. And you look at the sonic wavelength of a whale, for example, and some of these whales can communicate up to 50 miles apart, right? With their sonic wavelength.
Yeah, ELFs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Low frequencies. Yeah.
And you just got to think to yourself, these mechanisms that they're using are just a side faction, or like another action of the same deal. The same thing going on. They're just using technology in ways that animals and birds use technology, their own technologies, right?
Yeah.
But an interesting conversation that was brought to me several years ago now is that a lot of these technologies that birds and animals have, so like sea creatures and birds, are more so with birds and sea creatures rather than just other animals. If you have a look at the way it works, it's mostly the birds in the upper air when they're moving around. They can send calls out. And then you've got the sea creatures or the water creatures. But most animals in between, we don't seem to have that, Like we don't need a sonic connector because we haven't got on the land, it just doesn't seem to be the same kind of field of tech. And I was just wondering, like years ago, you look at the radar and how they say, the radar, if you Google the weather systems, the radar comes down to about 2 meters or 1 meter above sea level. And that's where it starts. Anything under that, you don't seem to get the same kind of action going on unless you're in water, whereas fish do it. The platypus has a sonic type of operation going on.
Yeah.
There are creatures in the water that use thing, but if you look at bats, they use it as well, but they have to be in the air when they do it. They can't, at ground level. If a bat gives off a signal at ground level, the other bats don't even know they're there. So it's an interesting to look into. I've been trying to actually look into it myself to figure out if there's some kind of interference going on between ground level and 2 meters above the ground. It's an interesting thing.
Yeah. Like they use Doppler for movement tracking. So that's a pulsed radar system. It's a different type of system than HARP or something like that.
Well, the thing is that what I did was say when I, I felt like I was being, I don't know, nano buzzed. I felt like I was being buzzed by something, right?
Yeah.
And I tried to talk to Lonnie about this, and that's where I thought that the connection was going, was that at a certain height above ground level or sea level, there seems to be a level that you can go into that you don't get affected. And I found that by lying down on the ground, I could get away. I could get out of those.
Well, that'll ground you out. That's what I do. I use grounding because we're being used as antennas, right?
Right.
And all antennas are grounded except us. So we suffer ill effects from that.
Yeah, hard case. There was an article in the Google. I should have kept it. I should have bloody kept it. But it was about how grounding and is it a hoax? Is it witchy poo magic? That's what the article was about, right? Is it witchy poo magic?
No, not at all.
No, I think that I wanted to answer it, but because it was on Google, they don't have a bloody section for answering, right? But I'd love to have put a comment in there.
Yeah, a lot of people that I know, I've helped quite a few people with toothaches and headaches with just grounding.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. Yeah, yes.
Yeah, I make grounding devices.
I know you do. I know, and so that's why I brought it up with you because I can talk to you about it. But so
because I started grounding, I hated losing my teeth; they were just falling out of my head.
Yeah, well, I mean that happened to me years ago. I can't get any of those buggers back. I was actually going to the dentist so much. I was spending about anywhere between 100 and 300 a month on getting teeth out, and I decided, bugger it, I might as well get. I went in and seen the dentist. He says, "Well, you can get the lot out, and we can give you dentures, and it'll cost you about $900 to $1,000." I says, "Let's go for it," and that's what I did.
Yeah.
I ended up getting false teeth, and I'm not happy about it, Max. You know, I mean, if I look when I look at the ways that you can save your teeth nowadays, I'd love to go back to that bloody choice. I'd love to have that choice, right? Well, I lost my teeth in what 1984, I think. 1984, yeah.
What is the DODIN? Department of Defense Information Networks, DODIN.
Yep, it was actually, I think if I remember rightly, it was around March 1984. The reason I remember it being March is that it was the end of summer, and my brother had come to pick me up from with my partner, my lady friend, and they came to pick me up, and they could hear me hollering in the bloody dentist, the dentistry from outside. They reckon I was like a roaring bull.
Yeah.
I wanted to grab the first bastard that had hurt me. Oh dear.
You'll get a new set of teeth at 77 if there's any root left. Oh, interesting.
What was that?
Just a comment by No. You'll get new set of teeth at 77 if there's any root left.
Yeah, I think they ripped the bloody lot out. No, I think they actually, yeah, by the look of it, because of the amount of bone fragment that was coming through
Yeah.
after the operation. I mean, I was probably 4 or 5 months later, and I was still getting bone fragments.
Yeah. Cheers to you,
Yeah.
Corey.
That bloody cut, you wake up in the morning, you got a bloody slice under your tongue, and it's from a bone fragment that's finally come through your gum, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, if I had the choice, I mean, I'd go back to growing my teeth again for sure.
Well, sure. Who wouldn't do that,
Yeah.
I'd go for not losing them at all in the first place, but I only figured that out about a couple of years ago. I only figured out what they were doing to us a couple of years ago. So, oh yeah, I was going to comment. Your sister, yeah, if she's using crystals and putting it on metal chains or into metal things, metal will act as an anode, and draw off some of the extra electrons that are firing around on your skin.
Yeah. Actually, I was looking at bay leaves. Apparently, bay leaves are really good for getting rid of bad energy, right?
Bay leaves?
Bay leaves.
Oh, bay leaf.
Yeah, B-A-Y, bay leaf, right?
Yeah.
And apparently you can boil the bay leaves for a while, and like 20 minutes or so, and then you put them into a dish, let them cool down, and just plonk them on on a windowsill or on a mantelpiece or something like that, and they'll exude all the bad energy out of your rooms, right?
Oh, nice.
I grabbed some from a lady's place the other day. I'm going to make some up. Yeah.
That sounds nice. Smell nice too.
Yeah. Apparently, it it gets rid of flies and mosquitoes and stuff as well. Yeah.
I'm on my way home, so
on your check.
My tits.
Hopefully it don't die. It's like at 2%, and the screen is tinted. I can't even really see the screen.
Boy, yours holds on like that. I tell you what, mine will do. My device will just drop off if it says 15% and falling. That's it. It'll just drop out.
Yeah, that's what'll happen to me real soon. It's just gonna turn off any minute now, any second. Oh, someone's in the back or no?
I was in a live with you once, and the thing was on, I don't know, 30-something%, and it just turned itself off. It didn't like your live.
Ow. Ow! There's a video of Kamala Harris painting on a brick wall. I forgot what city it is.
Intelligent infrastructure. Sorry.
She ain't even out of office yet, and they already painted over her face. Yep, they were doing it yesterday. They were painting over her face. People are so happy. Come in their mouth, Harris.
Oh, yeah.
Camels. Nobody wanted that chick. Nobody. And then you've seen the video where Joe Rogan is talking about Biden putting on a Trump hat, and that's what they do every 4 years. They talk shit about each other all 4 years, and then near the end when they're switching up, they all back each other up. They stuck each other off. It's so phony and fake.
Of course it is. They'll be down at the bloody club rubbing shoulders and laughing about us and how might we bloody get caught up in the shit. Right? Yeah, I mean, he might have died. Chuck might have died on that one. But I wish I had this bloody ability to be able to share. I don't know how to add these bloody links or do any of that stuff.
Oh, it's down at the bottom. It's got around where your camera mute settings is. Present.
It's got so it's got more. Okay, we'll touch more. What does more do?
So what you do is you hit.
Okay. So you got comments, recordings, settings, and cancel. That's what I've got.
Okay.
In my okay, I'm going to have to look into that when I leave here and have a play.
Yeah, what you do is when you're live, if you have tabs open up on your top of your computer, or
That's what it is, isn't it? I was just thinking about that, Max. I was thinking I've got to have a tab open if I'm going to bring it into the scene, don't I?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Right.
you get it'll have present on the down at the bottom, but you probably have to be on a computer, and then you hit that, and it shows a bunch of options, and you can pick which thing you want to present.
Wait till you guys. I hope these pictures came out. I got past his house, and I looked up, and I could see the spray with the mean shadow. I'm hoping these pictures come out.
Oh,
It's
okay.
cool. Yeah, they're spraying again right now, pretty bad. They do a lot in the winter.
Well, I think what it is if you really, I think it is the how much we can actually see from ground zero.
Small
You
portion.
know,
You know. But it's good to have satellite images.
Some days we've got more haze than other days, you know,
Yeah.
and you know, you can get you can have a whole month when it's just like so bloody hot, and the haze, the debris in the atmosphere is so thick that you can hardly see bloody 20 Ks. But that same view in the middle of winter will be like 50 Ks away that your view can see, because it's just the amount of debris in the atmosphere, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I try and tell people with when it's really hard to say, oh, you can see the curvature when you're looking in the ocean. Well, okay, you might be able to. You think you can, but I actually think there's a lot of water trickery in looking out over the ocean. A lot of haze and a lot of what do they call that? Mirage type effect on the ocean.
Oh, could be.
That changes our view. But there's an interesting thing. I think it was in America somewhere where you can see. Is it Connecticut from Michigan, or is it Michigan from somewhere? It's across. You see it across Lake Erie, I think it is. I think it's the one with Lake Erie, and you can see. You can see. I see one city. I'm not sure which city it is, but on some days, if you go and look at that same view, you will not be able to see the city at all. And yet, other days you can go out there and it's as clear as bell. So to me, it all comes down to the atmospheric conditions, as how far we can see. It all comes down to atmospheric condition.
Yeah, I live on the end of Lake Ontario, So I get to look out there and watch the ships disappear.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah. Lake Ontario. That's is that the one that goes to the Niagara Fall?
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
comes off Niagara Falls comes off Erie, I think. And yeah, Lake Ontario. So it's around 700 kilometers long.
Isn't that interesting? It's only 700 kilometers long between the two lakes, and you've got a waterfall in the middle, right?
Yeah.
And it's a hard case. I actually had this discussion with a joker years and years ago on Facebook. I said, you know, you talk about billions and billions of years of erosion that they say to make the land masses.
Yeah.
But how is this? You've got a Lake Ontario and Lake Eyre, and in the middle you've got Niagara Falls, and yet Niagara Falls in the last 150 years has moved back 4 meters. I says that's a lot of erosion for a short time. If we've had millions and millions of years, that bloody lake, that waterfall shouldn't exist.
Well,
right?
yeah, and they also limit the amount of water that goes over to limit the erosion. So,
Yeah, well, nowadays they do, but I mean, the thing is, before that, I mean, if there was millions and millions of years of erosion, the bloody thing shouldn't exist, Max. Right?
yeah,
Right?
way further up, you'd think, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I used that one to show that there was not millions and millions of years erosion. That erosion can happen really quickly. In fact, I was in a valley. I lived in this valley, and a flood came, and it bloody actually just about took my bloody caravan down into the sea.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for a big set of cattle yards, it would have got swept away. But it got caught up in the cattle yards, thank goodness. And well, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the flood brought down kauri trees, things from way back that had, like in the 1800s, these old dams that had been set up there, these old kauri dams. They brought them all down in this one flood.
Wow.
But at the entrance where this river came out onto the other river, you could see how much debris had hit the face of this, where this water was hitting the other river's bank, had tore that whole bank out by at least 50 friggin' meters. You know, it had opened up a whole section like a big water gun coming out of one river into another system, right?
Yeah.
And it just showed. I mean, friggin' heck, that was a lot of erosion in a very short time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did an average. If you take the ice core samples that they have and average them out, instead of looking at them as what they look at is one layer as 1 year. If you look at it as one layer is just one storm, given that storms don't happen every day, I averaged it out to, I would say, somewhere between 14 to 17 million years. But even that's probably pretty high estimate, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you're right. You're probably smack on there, actually, thinking about the storms, because that is a big thing. I mean, I used to be a part of Greenpeace, and they did core samples with ice, and they were talking like every ice sample as being a year.
Yeah.
But you're right. They could have easily been just one storm, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That's good thinking, bro. Yeah.
So, you know, that takes their estimate down by billions of years. Well, millions.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. Yep, they've played around with the old head, and then somebody's come up with an idea, and somebody's agreed to it, and that's what they've put down as a fact.
1 layers a year. Okay, we all agree to that. Well, what if it's something else? Yeah. You know, what if you had 2 storms in a day? You know, or, you know, who knows?
Yeah, well, I mean, you might have 2 different volcanic eruptions and leave 2 different lines, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that could have been an event that took a day or 2, and, you know, they calculated as years.
Yeah.
Yeah, their dating methods are somewhat, they need scrutiny, more scrutiny than they've been given.
Well, you know, I mean, the thing is that we're going to break all these things down, and we're going to find them all out. But then this system's going to come to an end. They're going to reset the whole bloody thing, and we'll come back with no idea of what went down and have to learn it all again.
Well, maybe.
That's what I think the resets are, Max. I think they actually just smash
knowledge
with a whole lot of liquefaction and earthquakes and heavy flooding, and destroy the surface, rearrange it, terraform it, and then start a new reset, and everybody's got a different surface to look at.
Yeah, it seems to be what they're doing, you know.
Yeah.
You burn and flood enough people and get them into big cities, and then you can reform the land, you know.
Yeah.
It's a good system. It seems to work, you know.
Well, it's bloody working well for them. I mean, they can bloody, you know, sit there with their bloody fat wallet and get fed with a silver spoon, you know. They probably even got somebody with a bloody box down the other end cleaning the shit up and carting it away.
Yeah, a lot of those politicians and other people, they don't really know how to even function as a human being. Like, they couldn't take care of themselves at all.
Well, I think London showed it pretty good when he put up that thing about the Queen, and you know, and you got at one end they're feeding them, at the other end they're taking the shit away, right?
Yeah,
all you have to do is play meat.
Lord of the Stool or something. I can't remember what it is. Yeah, yeah, it's disgusting. Even Biden had the Secret Service wiping his ass.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. Jabba the Hutt, that's what I think of. You know, the bloody, is it Star Wars? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there was that one senator pretending to cook hamburgers, didn't have a clue how to do it. Put a piece of meat on the stove, on the grill there, and then immediately threw a slab of cheese on top.
Yeah, and he cooked one side, in other words.
Didn't bother cooking the side he was slapping the cheese on. That's fine. It's just a small thing, but it shows how out of touch with reality they really are.
It does, doesn't it? I mean, it's really like,
we live in little echo chambers that they've created for us, right?
Yes.
They themselves, you know, do they live in little echo chambers as well, you know? Are they just as programmed as we are? You know, are they just as, you know, are they that?
I think so, Max. I think they are.
Yeah.
I think.
Like Justin Trudeau, apparently, like there were people that like went camping or something with him, and he was like just freaked out about something they were doing that he considered wouldn't be good for the environment. And he really seemed to, according to these people, really believe in this environment thing, the environment, human-caused climate change thing. And yeah, you wonder, you know.
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is that the climate change thing is so. I captured a little screenshot of something, and I was actually hoping to bring it with me when I went online on a panel. I forgot about it. I woke up and just thought, oh, let's see what Chuck's up to. But
Yeah.
there's this an article about climate change, and it was something that was said in it. I can't remember it right hand. I have to go back. It was something I was looking at last night before I went to sleep.
Hi, Canada Dummy.
And I just thought to myself, you buggers, you bloody contradict yourself every day with every moment, you know? The
Yeah.
things they say are just such a contradiction. And how does not the Joe public not see that, you know?
Yeah.
It's a total contradiction. I've got to come up with it now. I've got to go and check it
Yeah,
out. But,
they cover all sides of any story, right? With contradictions and
yeah,
bullshit. Yeah. That way, they can say, "Oh no, we said that," or "No, we never said that. We said this."
Yeah.
Oh no, we said that, but this is what we meant. You know.
Oh, that's perfect. That is perfect. Yeah, this is what and we might have said that, but this is what we meant. Yeah, fully. Yeah. Yeah, I love to when people say, "Oh, it's so damn hot," you know. We're in beginning of November, and people are complaining about the heat already.
Yeah.
And I said to a lady the other day, I said probably we're a bit rough saying about it. I says, "Holy heck, there might be people dying in the middle of summer." I probably shouldn't have said that, but it just came straight into my head, you know.
Yeah.
You wait till we meet the middle of summer. They've got a big shop store in for us. I know they have.
Oh, if they park a heat dome over you guys, that'll cook you real good.
Oh, they're going to, Max. I know. I feel it already, Max. They're going to, right? I'm already feeling the bloody effects of it. But you know, every now and again they bring in a cold snap just to trick you to think that it's not here, but it's here, all right. I know it's here, the bastard. It's perched right over top of us. They're just waiting to bloody let it go on us, right? Yeah. Hello. There's nobody with us. Hey, what's going on? Max Vision. Oops, wrong button. Oh, God, Max, sorry. Oh, sorry, Max. Yeah. Where's Chuck? I suppose we'll have to give it a little bit until Chuck comes back in. To help Max get back on. I might be able to see if I can add a little thing here from my Telegram now that I'm learning a few things. What have we got here? Where is my saved messages? Here we go. I don't know if anyone can still hear me. I don't. How do I do that? I suppose I copy and paste. Share this. It was deleted off. Can we hear me now? I hope we can. How do we add? How do we add? I guess what we can do is just drop that down and get rid of those and that and that. And that'll probably help to clear things up a bit. That's shut down a couple of windows that in StreamYard that probably make my sound lousy. Might be my sound. How do I know what's going on? I suppose I could zip over to chat and just have a look and see if anybody said anything. That's probably the only way, really. Yep. Okay, it is the way. Okay. So if I don't cross anything out, I just don't hit any back buttons, but just go and right now I'm learning. Oh, you can actually teach an old dog new tricks. You can actually teach an old dog new tricks. Okay. Yeah. I'd take everybody around for a walk, but I don't know if I'm actually in the buddy thing or not, so I just don't know. I don't know if even Chuck is here. Yeah, boy, he's just at home trying to charge up his phone right now. I'd say that was pretty much it. Rebuttal bar's open, I see, and knowledge is live. Right. Oh, well, I'm not ready. I'm going to stay with Chuck. Probably a little disappointing for London, but oh well, you know, we can all get disappointed, I guess. We can all get disappointed. I don't mean to disappoint anyone or be disappointed myself. Yeah, actually, I've been doing this thing. I'm hoping that people can hear me. I did a little live on a panel somewhere. I went up to somebody's panel and they said, "Oh, what are you doing research-wise, Dean?" I said, "Oh, nothing at the moment," but that was actually stupid shit because I'm actually researching fossils at the moment, and I've got a little bit of a project on where I've found a group of fossils that I believe have come onto the land through a tsunami. And I feel like that it's a recent event that happened not in the building of the land, like they say, oh, it was laid down millions of years ago, and all those sea creatures were laid down when all the with all the other stuff. But I don't believe that's the case. I actually feel that there have been events like much the same as what Max and I were talking about earlier, and they didn't happen over millions of years. They actually happened as an event, like one happened on one day, and a few months later another event happened. And like a tidal wave, a tsunami rolling across one area of land on one side doesn't mean to say it's going to happen on the other side, because it's not the direction that tsunami came from. And so, it's going to have to be a massive tsunami to go over the landscape itself. And if that was the case, you'd find the fossils in all over across the landscape in every direction. But these are not being found in all across the landscape. These are only found in one particular section of river. It's not even in the upper reaches of the river, but it is in the lower reaches. So for me, it's either come up through the river system or it's come across the hill. And to come across the hill, it have to be about 100-footer, at least 100 feet to get over that hill. But if it came up the river, it could have been a 60, 70-footer or 30-footer. But even then, a 30-footer wouldn't have deposited in just one section of the river. To me, it should have gone further up. The river's still a flat river. Further up, Well, it could have, I suppose. It could have been as far as the tide stretched. That's a possibility. I'm going, I'm writing these things down anyway. The thoughts I'm having on it, because I'm going to be able to hopefully, although that's something that's to be looked at is whether the weight factor would come into it. If at the top you've got massive size fossils. Hey, he's back! He's back! He's back!
Man.
Hey, Jack.
What? I need to enable the share screen after I share. Sorry it took so long. My phone had to charge. I see Max in the back.
Cool.
My phone fucking died.
I figured it
let it charge. So I got me a piece of pie while I let it charge. That's the only reason I love Thanksgiving is because of the pies. I could eat a whole pumpkin pie by myself with massive amounts of whipped cream. Yeah. That's diabetes, a heart attack right there.
You bet.
Diabetic heart attack. One time my friend had diabetes. He tested my sugar level, but it was right after I ate like a honey bun with peanut butter and I drank a soda. That shit was at 450. I shit you not. My friend was like, "You all right? Do you feel all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, bro." I was hyper.
This is for entertainment purposes only, Chuck, but you can use cinnamon. Cinnamon actually strengthens the heart muscle, okay?
Okay. You ever see those young people who do that cinnamon challenge? They're crazy, man. and they try to chew cinnamon. Like, that's wild.
Yeah.
But the thing with cinnamon is it takes so long to soften up.
Yeah. Oh, it's wood.
Of course, it's wood. It's the interior. Actually, it's the cambium layer between the bark and the wood. Yeah.
Peace, Fools and Tools. Dominic's back. Fools and Tools. Trying to see who else came in. Yeah, they put a lot of cinnamon in this pumpkin pie, but.
Ooh, I love pumpkin pie. Is that what you're eating?
Yeah.
Oh, I love pumpkin pie. Oh, I love me pumpkin pie.
They don't make that over there, Dean?
Sorry?
No,
Well,
Max
repeat that again, Chuck.
They don't sell pumpkin pie in New Zealand?
Nah. Now and again you might get it from a bakery that specialises in stuff, but it's so the people over here don't appreciate it, mate.
Yeah, it's something American probably. Maybe it's not. I don't know.
I'm caught up on it. Oh.
Yeah, there's a lot of pumpkin pie up here.
I mean, when we've got a lot of pumpkins, I eat pumpkin pie all the time. But it's not something we get a lot of. Price of pumpkins. Have you seen the price of pumpkins? Holy shit. Holy shit. We have to buy pieces of them now. We can't afford a whole one. Bloody hell.
They're raising the price of the food so they can pay the laboratory workers to grow it. They always got some excuse to raise the price, you know, so they can make more money. I just hope before I die, there's a breaking point where people flip out, and these people get what's been coming to them for a long time.
Well, they're trying to create psychopaths, right? So, you know, when you create a monster, you always have the chance of it turning on you.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about this the other day, guys. How dementia, it's a horrible disease, right? And a lot of people are getting it nowadays, even younger in their years. But it used to be an elderly thing. You know, Maureen's auntie Gladys, she was 93. She was in her 94th year. But the last 10 years of her life have been in dementia. And I just think to myself sometimes, you know, I mean, I like knowledge and I like knowing stuff, but I mean, the idea of getting old and frail and not being able to support myself is not a nice fucking thing to look at, you know. And maybe dementia would be a great way out of that bullshit. I mean, it comes down to the fact that you're chucking in the reins and giving the responsibility of looking after your body to somebody else, right?
Well, keep active. Hopefully that staves it off. I know you're very active, so that helps.
It is. I mean, and and I hope it does stave it off, Max, and all that, you know. And
good chances it will. Good chances it will.
I have a feeling it will too, Max. Yeah. And that's what I kind of. I don't know. I kind of had this thing when I used to think about this as a thing that when you die, if you've still got your memory when you die, that you don't go to all you don't follow the arrows, right? When you die, you don't follow the arrows, right? And you know, people, I've heard Paula say this, you know, that don't go to the light, you know. Yeah. Well, I think there's even a thing on Star Trek, one of the later Star Treks, the more modern version, where the captain is a woman and she's going through a death experience. And this impersonator is impersonating her father and telling her that he is her father and she's got to go with him. And she's going, no, I'm not going with you. There's something not right about you, you know?
Yeah.
And so I just wonder if we have that memory that when we're going through death, that we can see that those directors, that man or whoever it is that's pretending to be our father, telling us to come with them. They know the way, right? Mm-hmm. And that maybe we should, buddy, be aware when we die so that we don't get hooked into that same return system.
Yeah, I think we should take a look around before you go to the light, you know. See what's out there.
Well, I've actually been thinking, you know, like, because when I did a bit of an astral travel thing, Max, and I actually believe I actually had an out-of-body experience, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like if that's the out-of-body experience, and I could see everything, right, and I could remember it, then surely I could, in my death, during my death, I go into my astral. I could have an out of body experience that's going to be like as long as I want it to be, and that maybe I could choose my parents on Earth by looking down and come and being involved with them, seeing how they are. They say, right, well, this is the type of family I'd like to be raised in, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy a seed and plant a money tree. People be like, money don't grow on trees. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does. We had a money tree. Little silver dollars come out of it.
I wonder what tree they use to make money. Like what kind of bark?
The money tree we had, it was leaves. The leaves made the money.
Huh.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've still got a couple of them.
Silver dollars. Yeah, a tree that makes you silver dollars.
Yeah, well, there's actually a shrub called a silver dollar shrub.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And
same thing. Because it's not really a tree. It wasn't really a tree. It was more of a little bush.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, yeah, Maureen was looking for the seeds of it. She wants to grow some more this year. We got some several years back, but haven't had much luck in being able to grow any. Very windy out here, and I planted 6 pumpkins on a mound about 3 weeks ago, and only one is just surviving. The wind has smashed them. Even when you put shade cloth up and covers over them, you take them off and you think, oh, it'll be a nice day today, and bloody wind gets up, smashes everything.
I was looking up the Ponzi scheme and I came across these pictures. The one I just showed, which is the same one as this one.
There it is.
Wow, this guy's been sucking bone his whole life. He said, bury me standing. I've been on my knees all my life. Jesus, bro. Oh my God, he's been sucking them off his whole life.
Yeah. I have to go to the store. It's shopping day for me.
Oh.
All right, man.
Well, you take care and you don't have plenty of grounding material with you today.
Oh yeah, it's nice and foggy right now, so it should be good.
Yeah, one day, Max. I would really like to talk on, stuff you use for grounding and what to do in these situations because I think it'll help.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm always in the city. I'm surrounded by freaking.
Yeah. Well, grounding and mostly grounding is what I've got, Other people are working on devices, but yeah, grounding is really the best.
Well, there's some sort of grounding device you can make up for growing plants. I mean, I've been testing different ones of copper.
Yeah.
That make plants grow better.
Yeah, wearing copper is really good for you too. That helps.
Sorry?
Wearing copper is really good for you too. That helps with grounding.
Yeah, my brother used to wear a band, and I made a copper ring for Maureen to wear, right?
Yeah.
And I'm in the process. Does brass work? It has to be copper.
No, it'll work a little bit.
Because I'm in the process of making myself a brass ring at the moment. I was just wondering if that'll work.
Copper or silver usually work the best.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a whole heap of copper I took out of a few old microwaves years ago, right? Yeah. And old ceiling fans. I got all the copper out of it.
Yeah.
and I've got a bucket of copper. I've thought about actually getting my ball peen hammer
Yeah.
and making a plate of it that I could wrap around my phone. But I wonder if the phone would work. It probably wouldn't work.
Yeah, that could cause troubles. Or you could send a signal like in a wrong direction, or that could cause trouble.
Or maybe it probably might even cook the bloody thing, right?
Yeah, might cook you.
Yeah. Yeah, I was wondering all those sorts. I don't know enough about it to try. My goodness. Exactly.
All right, guys, I gotta go. I think we got a window in the rain.
All right, Mac. Have a good evening.
Thanks for having me up. Much love.
I gotta catch you live if you're going live later. Now, I found some of these flags that had to do with Israel.
Yeah.
This was one. This one.
Oh yes, they like their little bloody machine gun, don't they?
Oh yeah. All so-called revolutionary groups like the AK.
So they're basically taking it from Thor's hammer to the modern hammer, all right?
You need to slap yourself in the head with that hammer. Here goes the great-great-grandfathers that have been trying to fight themselves to get out of oppression. No, I'm serious. There's one flag the flag I have. You know who Patty, that fighter, Dean, that fighter, Patty, I forgot his last name. The fighter in UFC. It's Patty. This guy right here.
Oh, I don't even watch UFC, bro.
Well,
man,
that's
he's ripped. He's ripped.
That's what I thought this guy was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dude. I've seen an interview with Patty, whatever his name is. He looked just like Bird. He looked when in his younger days, he looks just like Bird, like this. Exactly.
Yeah.
I can't find a good picture, so I settled with this one. But I'm gonna find one. People are gonna see. They're gonna be like, "Damn, Chuck, you're right."
Fuck, he's ripped, didn't he?
Yeah. And he was fat too. If you look into his story, he was real fat. He likes to eat, he said. That's his addiction. Some shit. He's a good fighter though. You know, even that's becoming rigged too.
Yeah. I was looking at the bowl on that fountain that you got in your background there.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, they didn't get it perfectly right, did they? Because that water's not running down all around. It's actually dripping in one spot only, or couple of 2 or 3 spots. Right? It must have little low spots. They're different low spots or something. I'm trying to look at the top of it. Anyway, that's probably not anything to bloody make a bloody thing about, but yeah. I mean, that would be granite. That bloody thing is made of granite, I'm pretty sure. And at one time, they reckon that granite is made is lots and lots of different little particles of rock, all different types of rock. So, is granite natural or is granite a formed rock?
I think granite used to be flesh from a titan or something.
So do I, Chuck.
Because look,
I
look,
hope
organic fish.
so do I, Chuck.
They got they have fish in the ocean. This guy was showing. He had the sharpest knife. He showed how sharp it was. He couldn't even
Yeah.
stab through the scales of this fish. I forgot the name of it and how they get the scales off. I mean, it's like fucking armor. So back in the day, sword fighters would take the scales from that fish and make armor out of it because it wouldn't pierce it. And I thought, man, imagine a fish the size of a house that big. I mean,
Yeah.
and then it dies. I wonder how them fish scales would turn, like if they were mud fossil.
Well, actually, fish skin leather is some of the best, priciest leather in the world. It's up there with bloody alligator skin, right?
John Leguizamo humiliates Donald Trump by sharing a Turkish proverb to his millions of followers, declaring that, quote, when a clown moves into a palace, he doesn't become a king. The palace becomes a circus, end quote.
Good boy.
Yeah, that wasn't that funny, but because Leguizamo is a far lefty left, so they're just trying to keep us divided, man. I don't understand how people don't see this by now. It's ridiculous. Look at this Model T. Bing! Beauty. This is a beauty right here.
It is. It's old Ford Model T. Look at that. How beautiful. Mum had one of those. My mum. A guy called Wiedenbaum bought it off her. Had wooden spokes just the same. Yep. What the heck is that? Is that a highway?
Oh, that is in Saudi Arabia in the desert. The first snow ever. That's what it looks like in the desert. It snowed.
Oh, weather manipulation at its best.
Yeah. It was never supposed to snow in this. I think that's the Sahara, but yeah. Yep. There you go.
So now that bloody plough that they push the sand off the road, they'll be able to push the snow off.
Son of a bitch.
The first snow in the desert. Wow.
Yeah. They're all going to be like, these are signs from God, and I wish when they're preaching that to the people, I could have a loudspeaker and be like, shut the fuck up. This is inside those golf balls on the ships. So my question is, why are they disguising them, or are they waterproofing them? They're probably waterproofing it. So,
Yeah, that's a work. Yeah.
look at this military ship right here. This thing's a stealth submarine.
Fuck, look at it.
Did you see the submarines that the cocaine smugglers were building? They were literally going from the tip of South America across that, like where the Gulf is at, across that whole part, and they would drop them off on the shores of Florida without even being detected, man. Because I forgot how they used the detector on the ocean. Like, they could only detect something from the submarine can go right near the top of the water, but underneath at the same time. like skimming across, you know, so the radar can touch it.
They can use the elevation below sea level to fly to float at exactly the same level under the ocean all the way, right?
Yeah, they've I don't know how much it would cost to build a fucking, but
They could use the same elevation below sea level as planes use above sea level. So what have we got here? Hierarchy of the old world.
yeah, that's when I used to be a ruler. And this is I want to look at this through my laptop. I want to zoom in on it. This is supposed to be I forgot.
It's probably the pyramid of how they bloody controlled the whole scenario of mankind from the beginning right through to now, right?
Look. Boom. Come on. Proclamation. This is a thing for the Wu-Tang Clan. For November. Shit, what day? November of 2024, the 9th day of November. So that's 9/11. That's wild. The 9th day of November, man. 9/11. Huh.
The Puff Down, an annual event in Worcester, Massachusetts, has declared November 9th, 2024 as Wu-Tang Day to promote the career of the Wu-Tang Clan and the ideals of love and peace across the globe.
I think it's odd how, if I was to show you some of these, I'm going to dedicate a live stream, maybe tomorrow's, to showing a Triumph video. How I think there's predictive programming in there for the Triumph and for this video. Both these Wu videos that came out in '97 have something attacking the Twin Towers, but I'll show you. I'm not saying they knew about it, but maybe the person who created the video had a knowing of it. Who knows? But I don't see how else that shit is in there.
Wu-Tang Day is like a when you read it all, it's just the same as a heritage site, really, right? Because it's showing the heritage from the early days to these days, and they're saying that how they've kept the same what do you call it, conscious level from the beginning to now. And what we can see is that in the Australian histories, the native Australian people, they used a rope of hair, plaited hair, and it has 4,000 generations in it, right down to today, which is the same kind of what would you call it, heritage keeping, isn't it? It's keeping your heritage.
Well, yeah, I gotta jump off here in a minute. How many hours?
Cool.
4 hours. 4 hours.
Right.
I told myself again, I was like, man, I'm only gonna do an hour or two. Peace. Candy. And Bex.
Big hugs, Candy, from Maureen and I.
Dominic. Faceplant. Who else came in? Faceplant. Max. Well, thank you, Max. Dom. Okay, not no. The 840 show. I swear there was more people than that. And thank you, Dean. That which is. Peace to everyone. Hope you have a great evening, night. And I'll be leaving this up. Hopefully everything's all good with it, you know. Look at this, Dean, before I jump off. This is a lion. If you know anything about American football, the Green Bay Packers, as you see, they wear cheese because of Green Bay, Wisconsin has cheese. So the freaking Detroit Lions fan at the top fucking wore a cheese grater on his head. And he went, it's pretty funny, man.
Yeah, that's funny, all right. So him and his partner, they wore the cheese grater hat.
Yeah.
So that's an actual cheese grater. You have a cheese grater that looks like that, do you?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
I think it's hilarious.
That is so funny. I'll screenshot that bugger as well. Awesome.
Want me to send it to you?
Yeah, you can send it to me. Yeah, I took a few screenshots while I was here. I like to get.
All right, everyone. Have a great night. I'll check you guys tomorrow. Appreciate you all.
I just wanted to say to you, Rebecca, that I hope her heart problems that have not changed and that her heart is still not as high as it was. And there you go. Much love, everyone. Peace out. Catch you later, Chuck.
All right, Dean. Have a great day. Peace, everyone in the chat. One love. I'm out.